And as we said, we are hoping for more of the same tonight. It's going to be hard to kind of match last week's show. But as I said, I've got high hopes. We know that Ava Raine is here now, so we're going to have to wait and see what she's going to do tonight. I'm a little bit delayed, and apologies for that. We were doing the Wrestling Escape pod, and so I didn't want to make you wait any longer. Thought I would start and then just set up and chat to you whilst I was doing it. But yes, Ava Raine, we should hopefully hear from her. We've also got R-Truth on the show tonight, you know. R-Truth is on the show. He is going to be taking on Grayson Waller. So we've got that to look forward to as well. So I haven't seen anything else get announced, actually. There were some releases. Bodhi has been released, which I think is a bit of a surprise. I wasn't expecting that news, so that definitely took me by surprise. Bodhi from Chase U has sadly gone. What I'm going to do is let me click on, I'm sure it'll be on Fightful, maybe Fightful or Fightful Select. We should have the full list of names of people that have been released. Backstage news, MLW, Raw Next plans. Oh, what's that? Come back to that. Let's have a look and see if we've got this NXT news. Sami Zayn, NXT results, Grayson Waller, R-Truth, Mandy Rose celebration. Yes, we do have that as well. Mandy Rose celebration. Colt Cabana, MLW, lots of MLW notes. Do you know what? There's it's not very big and obvious like the NXT releases. Apparently there's been 5 releases today, but let's have a look and see if it's on the Wrestling Observer. Wrestling Observer, NXT live results, daily updates regarding Saudi Arabia, Raw ratings down. Oh, I've not seen that. Raw ratings down. There's nothing on here either. Wow. Is anyone else surprised? I'm like really surprised. Like, where is the NXT release information? I got tagged in it, and that's how I know about them. But nothing on the homepage of Observer. Oh, here it is. Got it. Here we go. PW Insider reported on Tuesday that Bodhi Haywards, Sloane Jacobs, Erica Yan, Damaris Griffin, and Ru Feng have been released. All 5 were part of NXT. Of the released, Haywards was the most prominently featured. He was part of Chase U with Andre Chase and Thea Hail. There had been recently a storyline where Duke Hudson was added to Chase U and Hayward had gone missing. Andre Chase tweeted, "I just want to publicly thank Bodhi for his dedication to Chase U. I will always appreciate him being my first scholarship athlete. But more importantly, I will always appreciate his friendship. Keep going." Jacobs joined the Performance Center this March at only 19 years old. She was a participant in the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament this year. Yan and Feng were recruits from China who joined in July of 2021. They had been on NXT Level Up and 205 Live. Griffin signed with WWE after being part of the company's tryouts in August of 2021, and he had also been on NXT Level Up. So it looks like Bodhi is the biggest name there. Bodhi is the biggest name that got released. No information as to why they got released. I don't know. Weird, to be honest. Bodhi, I didn't expect. But, I don't know. Like, was he a problem backstage? Or was he not developing at the rate they wanted? Or, I don't know. Weird that they felt him good enough to use on TV in the Chase U segments, but I don't know, still gets let go. It's very strange. I've got no explanation on that. That's literally all the information that I've seen. Right, here we go. Even with the third game of the World Series being rained out, the combination of Halloween, NFL, led to one of the lowest ratings in Raw's history last night. The episode averaged 1.5 million, drew a 0.36. The 18 to 49 number tied a February Raw against the Olympics for second place, behind the show's all-time low of 0.35 from last December. It's the 4th lowest total viewership in Raw history. The third hour was the second lowest in history. Still, wow, that's amazing. The third hour is the second lowest, the second least viewed hour in Raw history. Still, Raw finished in 7th place behind 6 NFL-related shows. The Cleveland Browns versus the Bengals game did 10 million viewers and a 2.8 in 18 to 49 and 1.29 million viewers and a 0.43 on ESPN2, also well down from usual. Had the World Series game last night not been rained out, this would have almost certainly been the lowest rated Raw in history. WWE dodged 2 bullets with the rain out because the potential Friday night game was moved to Saturday for a travel day, and SmackDown will now also be back on Fox. So they've dodged 2 bullets. One is that they didn't have to go up against the game for Raw, and the other is that SmackDown now won't have to move. But even so, horrific viewing ratings coming in. Raw was 7th in the women to 1849, 7th in men 1849, 7th in people 18 to 34, 5th in women 12 to 34, and 7th in men 12 to 34. It was the 22nd for the night in total views behind NFL related, blah, blah, blah. Raw was down. God, this is real in depth from Dave. So the 3-hour ratings were 8 p.m. 1.55, 9 p.m. 1.59. Thank you, Roman. And 10 p.m. 1.36. 1.55, 1.59, 1.36, 1.36. Jeez Louise. How about you get a world champion back onto that show, yeah, and you actually book something that's interesting along the lines of Bray and like Bloodline, and actually do something that's flipping interesting? Like, I actually thought yesterday's show was good. Like, I wasn't down on it. I had praise for it. I think in our review, people were giving it like a 9, which felt a bit high, but I could understand why people were into it. I could understand why people were excited because, credit where it's due. I had low expectations. It was a go-home show, and I think that it did actually deliver. I thought that it was just even as a standalone episode of Raw, it was really good. The problem isn't so much yesterday's show. The problem is that it's not strong enough what they're doing on the show in general. I mean, it's not yesterday's show, because if it was yesterday's show, then you would have had, say, 1.8 tune in, and then it would have fallen off a cliff as people got bored with the show. The truth is, they started at 155. I mean, if your starting point is 155, yeah, and then you bring out Roman and it goes up to 159, there was nothing in that third hour that could keep people around. People just don't care about the women's tag titles. So, like, it just fell off a cliff with 1-3 whatever. So, yeah, frustrating. I that's the kind of thing, hopefully, that is shaping Triple H's booking. And that's going to really, shake things up. It says to me that we really do need there to be, like, they need another Roman. They need to build up another Roman. They need another Roman Reigns. They need a Roman for SmackDown. They need a Roman for Raw. And I just don't think they've got one over there. I mean, I know that Seth wants to be that guy, but it's just not quite working, is it? It's not really. I don't think what he's doing is bringing in the views. It's hard as well because, ratings have been in decline for a long, long time. So there's lots of different angles you can. If you sat down with Triple H and spoke to him about it, I'm sure he would say that, it's challenging market. We're in competition with everything. Views have been in decline for a long time. But I think, like, you've really stacked SmackDown. You've really stacked SmackDown. You've got Bray over there. You've got the Bloodline over there. I mean, like, you've got 2 of your biggest things that are happening. Maybe the 2 biggest things are both over on SmackDown. And what have you got over on Raw that's competing with that? Like, I don't think Seth holding the United States Championship is going to compete with that. And I don't think OC and Judgment Day is going to compete with that. There's some nice stuff in there with, like, Rhea and Dominic. That, you know, some nice stuff, but it's not... Rhea and Dominic is nowhere near the same level as Sammy and Jay, for example. You know, Sammy and Jay, that's gold, man. That is so good. So many funny memes doing the rounds about the Uzi stuff. And they just don't have anything over on Raw that can really compete with that. They don't seem to have anything that can compete with Roman's popularity. And then they certainly haven't got anything as intriguing as Bray Wyatt. So for me, the damage was done. I think you can. It's definitely right to point to the competition. Definitely right to point to the competition and say it was a heavy, heavy night of, you know, games and how are you going to compete with the NFL and all this kind of stuff. But man, if I'm USA, like I am asking the question: when does this decline stop? Where are we going here? Like, when do we say that enough is enough? When are they in trouble? When is Raw in trouble? Because the thing is, right, I mean, there's a bigger conversation to be had, because obviously the TV companies pay loads of money to have Raw and to have SmackDown. If the ratings are going to keep declining like this, well, they're not going to pay that kind of money, are they? Why would you be paying more and more for something that's giving you less and less? That doesn't really make sense. I do understand the argument of, well, what do you put there in its place? What are you going to put there that's going to get ratings week after week after week after week after week, year after year after year after year? Like, what can you put there that's going to achieve that for the money that you spend on it? So I do understand that argument, but I feel like there's things we can be doing. There's going to come a point where they're not going to pay for it anymore. There's going to come a point. If that's going to decline down to like 800,000, 900,000, you know, we're already down to 1.35 for the third hour. There will come a point where the TV companies are not going to be paying those big bucks anymore. And granted, that, you know, they might then be able to jump to Netflix, or they might be able to jump to Amazon, or they might be able to jump to Apple, or they might be able to jump to somewhere. Someone, somewhere will give them money, but their future might not be with USA Network if those ratings keep going down. I can't speak for USA Network. I don't know where their line is. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know where their kind of line is, but this is not good news. That's the second lowest hour in the history of Raw that happened last night. The second lowest hour ever. And as Dave just said there, like, if they had to go up against the World Series as well, that would have been the lowest rated Raw ever. We would have hit a brand new low. So the honeymoon period for Triple H is clearly over now. Like, you know, any bump that he brought has gone. So I didn't know this. I'm reacting and talking about this as we're finding it out. I had not seen those ratings. And it does just beg the question, where's that line? When is enough enough? I'm not saying that they wouldn't still have them, but I'm saying they would not spend the money that they would be looking for on that program, because they would potentially look to invest it in something else instead that could give them bigger ratings. It was Halloween. 10 million people watched Monday Night Football. I don't put anything into the ratings. It's a one-off, says LSW. It's not, though, is it? It's not a one-off, because this is the way it's been going. If you look at a graph and you actually look, I mean, like, they were up against 10 million people like before. I mean, NFL has been there every single year. Halloween has been there every single year. But the decline continues to happen. So, like, they've gone up against NFL in previous years. They've had Halloween in previous years. But now it's my point is, when do we panic, right? It seems like some of you are like, nah, this is fine. And that's fine if that's how you feel about it. You're like, no, it's all right. It doesn't matter. It's a one-off. It's an exception. That's cool. That is fine. My point is, when do we panic? Because, like, where are we going? How far is this going to go down? I seriously can remember a time not that long ago where getting under 2 million for Raw was a disaster. If they dipped under 2 million, it was like, God, now we're going into the 1.9s, we're going into the 1. I mean, like, now we're at the 1.3s. I mean, the decline has just been so, it seems to be so fast. We really could be sitting here in a year's time and we could have segments going under 1 million in 12 months. That's how quick this decline is. In 12 months, we could be looking at certain hours, maybe this day next year, maybe Halloween next year, when they go up against the NFL, that third hour might do a 950. And again, you know, it just starts to become the new norm. We don't need to criticize. There's so much criticize. We don't want panic, says Roberts. I think it's right we talk about it, though. I think it's right we talk about it. I think it's right we analyze it. I think it's, you know, we can ignore it if you want to, but I think it's right that we do talk about it because, as I said, I think that decline is a very real decline, and I think it's right that we shine a light on it and go, well, this happened, second lowest hour ever. Dave Meltzer's saying it'll be the lowest rated Raw, lowest watched Raw ever. Who's to blame? What's going on? Is it a natural decline that we just have to accept? But my point then is, when does it become a problem? I feel like it's becoming a problem. And I feel like, you know, we need to do something about this. I understand that the shows are consumed in different ways. So I understand not everyone tunes in. But at the end of the day, that TV money is massive to WWE. That TV money that they get from USA Network and Fox, that's replaced house shows. You know, if you think back in the day, the model used to be you'd get on TV and then really you would use TV to promote house shows. Hogan never used to wrestle matches that often on TV because if you want to see Hogan wrestle, buy a ticket to the house show. And so the model has changed a lot over the years. As TV money has become more and more important, TV money now is integral to WWE. And so, if the ratings keep declining and USA Network are going to turn around and drop that TV money, then you could be seeing releases. You could be seeing a whole number of different things happen with WWE. I don't think it would get to that because I think that someone like Netflix would come in, or I think someone like a streaming platform would come in because everyone's battling for content right now. And I think WWE is the king of content. So, I think they would be all right, but their future may not lay with USA Network. Don't know, yeah. That seriously took me by surprise. I actually thought that the show was pretty good. But as I said, for me personally, I think it's bigger than that. I think that the problems are that they don't have anything that's really engaging or captivating people enough to want to tune into it. And I think that, if Roman's on the show, you sort of know that Roman's there just to sort of boost ratings. There won't be anything too significant. And it sort of feels like it's all happening on Smackdown. It just feels like Fox and Smackdown are getting the lion's share of things at the moment. I'd be really interested to see how USA Network feel about that. Really interested. They probably should have kept Bray and Roman apart, said Jacob. Obviously, the two biggest stars have one on Raw and one on SmackDown. Might not help a lot, but definitely would have helped a little bit. I agree with that. I think it's really hard to identify who could be that Roman character. I mean, there's a chance it could have been Cody. And obviously, you've got the injury to Cody. You've got Seth as a heel. And, I don't know. I mean, it's we've done some interesting stuff with Seth. I think that him and Cody were brilliant. But as we said, then there was the injury. And, I don't really know who's kind of stepped up and been the main guy on Raw. Who's the main focus, in a way, has been Judgment Day, I suppose. And Edge a little bit. But then, Edge has been battling with, coming in. I don't know if they're injuries or not, but obviously he's been away and then came back at SummerSlam. Now he's away for a few weeks again. So you don't really have, that ever-present I mean, we went into the main event this week not knowing what it was. Didn't even know what the main event was. They had to make the main event during the show. So you had to watch the show to find out what the main event was. It's not like you've got to watch on Monday. Roman's going to be defending the title against someone. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I wonder if that'll change anything. What's more scary about the Raw rating is how around August they were about 2 million, but now they've dipped to 1.4. It's alarming that December will be brutal for Raw. I think to be honest, this is why we're talking about it, and I didn't plan on talking about it. I didn't know the ratings were going to be like that. I wasn't expecting great ratings because, of course, it was Halloween and NFL, and I do accept that. But I think the ratings we saw before had been increased because of the Triple H honeymoon effect, if you will. The ratings before, people were tuning in to see what Triple H was going to change. There was a lot of buzz around WWE. Vince was gone, blah, 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 blah. And I think people were really interested to see what's going to change. I think people have looked at it and they know what the product is like now. And if they like it, they've stayed. If not, then, they haven't. And I think the honeymoon period is seemingly over. And now, we've got to get real stuck into some stories and we've got to do some stuff. Again, have to say, I thought the show in isolation was a good show. I did a review of it and I stand by everything I said. I thought it was a really, really good show. And I think you lot scored it about a 9. I think it really impressed people having Brock and Roman and a title change and the Johnny investigation and all that kind of stuff. I think people were really, really into it. But I think if you look past that show and look at, what was being promoted for that show and what was the main event for that show and what compelling stories are being told at the moment, it clearly resulted in only 1.55 million people wanting to check it out. There was only 1.55 that tuned in at the very beginning of Raw. And you have to think from that point, the only way you go in is really down. I mean, amazing. They managed to not only hold in that second hour, but just slightly increase. So there was a slight increase, which I have to think is helped by Roman at the start of the second hour. So there was a slight increase for hour 2. We went from 155 to 159. But then obviously as things went along, it dipped back down again. So we'll have to see. I mean, I expect it to, I don't know what they're up against next week, but obviously not Halloween. But I expect it to recover a little bit. But yeah, it does just seem to be doing like this in general now. So concern for some of us. But as I said, if you think it's going to be all right, then good. Dark Angel said, there isn't any big stars in wrestling. No one is even close to Austin, Rock, and Undertaker. I mean, it'll be the World Cup and NFL, so it's going to be a rough end of the year, said Jacob, the whole rating-wise thing. Yeah, that is true, isn't it? I mean, you think about Stone Cold, The Rock, Undertaker. They were so big, such big stars. And you do look at it now, and maybe this is all the 50-50 booking coming back to haunt them. You had AJ up there for a time, and then he's been put on the back burner, not doing anything. So, is AJ really, bringing in viewers at the moment? Is Seth bringing in viewers? You had him lose 3 matches to Cody. So is Seth going to be bringing in eyes? Roman clearly worked. There's something to be said for, the booking of Roman, because we went from 155 to 159. I just find it really interesting. Russell said, Raw felt like a solid 6. The Alpha Academy needs to move on. I was happy to see Otis pull off his older moves and the shimmy. Other than that, it did feel like the last hour dragged on. Big Time Baxter said, Raw last week did 1.6. Hour 1 did 1.7. Hour 2, 1.6. And the third hour, 1.4. Mind you, the women have main evented both show. Will it be a wake-up call to not have the ladies on so often? Oh, God, I hope not. I hope not, because I don't think it's the women's fault, personally. I mean, the numbers might suggest it is more than just 2 weeks worth of data. You'd have to look at every segment, and I'm sure there's people that do that. I'm sure there's people that analyze that, and that absolutely goes into the booking of the show. There's a reason as to why Roman came out at the start of hour 2, right? And, you know, they decided to open the show with something else instead. Like, these things definitely shape how the show is structured and how things get booked. And honestly, when you're talking about why are there not women's mid-card titles, this could be why. Because if all the numbers suggest that the women's segments are not landing and are not bringing in viewers, then women will continue to have limited opportunities. Because, you know, I would imagine the same is true for the tag teams. I would imagine under Vince's watch, tag team sections and segments never set the world on fire. So as a result, he was never bothered about tag teams. Plus also, you've got to pay double for tag teams because you need to have double the amount of people compared to a singles match. So, you know, these things are important, and they do go into some of the creative decisions that get made. And it'll be interesting to see kind of where we go from here. I do expect there to be an uplift, but I don't know, man. It's all the time we seem to be talking about like lowest rated segments and all this. There was a lovely little break from that when Triple H took over, and we had a nice boost in ratings, and we were seeing some really nice numbers. But as we said, that seems to be over now. Kevin said, I agree with the lack of characters in wrestling. You've not got a Yokozuna, an Undertaker, and Austin. It means that no matter what they did, they were still that character. That's a great point. That is a great point. It's a really great point. They were always that person, that character. But what is an Austin Theory? What is a Johnny Gargano? Like, they're just people, aren't they? And I don't know that they've really been able to, like, get across yet. It's a really good point. I mean, you know, Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kids. Yeah, it's true. It is true. Like, what is Austin Theory? What is Johnny Gargano? What is Bobby Lashley? They're all just people compared to, like, you know, Yokozuna, who was the sumo guy. Undertaker, who had all that mystery around him. You know, Hulk Hogan, Mr. America, Ultimate Warrior, the crazy one. You know, you kind of look at, like, you know, some of the stars we've got now, and it's just, yeah. It's true. I think Raw needs to go to 2 hours. Yeah, they won't do it. Won't do it because they want the TV money, don't they? I mean, they want as many hours on TV as possible. But the irony is the ratings are going down. They want more and more TV time, but they can't bring in the viewers that they have in the past. And again, it's not a case of being negative. It's about being realistic. It's not about being negative. It's about being honest. It's about saying that, you know, the TV ratings are in decline. How do they turn it around? What is it that they need to do? How can they get it back to where it was? Or maybe they can't. Perhaps it's a case of managing the decline and trying to stretch out the decline as long as possible. Everyone knows it's going to happen. WWE know that it's going to happen. USA Network know that it's going to happen. But it's about trying to make it take as long as possible. Perhaps that's the mindset. Perhaps they've already accepted they will never get Raw back to 2-point-something million on a regular basis. I'd hate to think they've accepted that. I would love to think that wrestling was going to explode again and get into into that kind of can't miss kind of TV category again. But I don't think we're close to that at the moment. You guys out of the USA don't count. Your views don't factor. If you want to grow the syndication, you need to open it up internationally. The WWE Network was supposed to be doing that. That's true. Internationally, we don't count it. The numbers we're talking about are just in the US. So they are just US numbers. So, I mean, look, the popularity of it around the world is undeniable. You know, India, UK, Canada. Brilliant. But that money, that TV money from the USA Network is so important. Same with the money they get from Fox. If you could state 3 things so far from Triple H that you're not a fan of, what would it be, said Asib? 3 things that I'm not a fan of from the Triple H era. I think I'm not a fan of... I'm not a fan of... You see, it's hard because he's made improvements. You know, it was easy to sit down and like come out with things when Vince was in charge, but now Triple H is in charge. He has improved things, but I'll just tell you the things off the top of my head. I think some of the people that he's brought back are not the right people. Like, I'm not sold on Hit Row. I don't know that Hit Row are the right way forwards. I don't know that I'm sold with Braun Strowman coming back, to be honest. Really like Emma. I think she's a big part of like the history of women's evolution. She's had a couple of chances in the past and it never worked. It never stuck. Now Triple H thinks he can get something out of her. I don't know, to be honest. I mean, if I'm reaching for someone, I'm reaching for someone I know can be entertaining. I'm reaching for Billie Kay. But he's gone and got Emma, which ultimately could be a great signing, but I'm not convinced. And I'm not convinced on Braun. And I'm not convinced on Hit Row. And I'm not convinced on Damage Control. I'm not convinced with Dakota and Io as a team. I think Io on her own, because she is just a very lone wolf. She is someone that keeps herself to herself. She, like, you know, that amazing entrance music and, you know, the way she kind of flicked her hair back and, you know, she's so impressive in the ring. If you was going to use Io, like maybe have her as a solo star. And I always thought that, like, with Dakota, she's all about her kicks. You know, I love the idea of her being called King Kota. And I love the idea of her being known for, like, quick kicks, like kicks in the corner and, like, the big boot in the corner and just lots of different kicks that she throws. Like, she is the girl that comes in and bang, 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 just throws in kicks. That would really make her stand out. There's no one else in WWE that's using, like, a kicking base offense. You know, you see it a little bit from, say, a Matt Riddle, who used a few kicks. Obviously, Daniel Bryan with the yes kicks. But, like, I think Dakota could be really, really known. She's actually got lots of different kicks as well. There's lots of different variations that she's got. And I think she could be known for that. And I love the King Kota name. I think it's cool because, like, she's a girl and she's calling herself King. And, like, if she came down in, like, a little cool crown, not a cringy crown, not one of those big elaborate King of the Ring nonsenses, but, like, just a real generic little crown thing. She called herself King Kota, makes her way down to some, like, hip-hop music, and then gets in there, bang, 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 starts kicking away. Like, I think you've got something different, interesting, a real problem that people have got to work out. I think part of the problem is generic person A against generic person B. What problem have you got to work out? What's the conundrum that you've got to work out? What have they got to try to figure out? There's no intrigue or strategy to Chad Gable versus Matt Riddle. Like, what's Chad Gable got to try and overcome that he wouldn't have to overcome if he faced Austin Theory? Like, what is everyone's specialist subject? What's their specialist area? What are they going to bring? With Dakota, if she goes in there, she's bringing her kicks. You know, Bianca is bringing her amazing strength and athleticism. And you could really, like, dial into that. I sort of like that kind of old school, you know, a bit like Street Fighter. With Street Fighter, when you played as Blanca, like, you had the electricity. Yeah, that was like your special power. And I'm not saying give everyone a special power. But what I am saying is that everyone in Street Fighter has got a main strength and a weakness. You know, you think about Dalsim with the arms that stretch out and the legs that stretch out. Like, everyone represented something. They were really strong characters. And they all had really strong strengths and weaknesses. You know, like Chun-Li and the backgrounds and everything, like out in the streets. And she had all the kicks. Spinning bird kick. I kind of like all of that. Like, you could borrow from video games and borrow from that. and have some stronger characters. Like, what's Io's character? What are their characters? Have stronger characters and give them better kind of abilities, if you will. Like, really focus on something. So Io is known for her aerial attacks. She's known for, like, how great she is in the air. Missile drop kicks, moonsaults, crossbodies to the outside, moonsaults to the outside, springboard attacks. Just have her be airborne, like, a lot. Have her, like, in the air a lot, and that is a real problem you need to try and work out. But then the thing with Dakota is she never goes airborne, right? Keep her down in the ring, but focus on her kicks. Bang, 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 right? Tag, in comes Io. Crossbody, Io flying through the sky. Really hammer home those differences. Really get across, like, you know, everyone's strengths, everyone's weaknesses. And, like, really try and flesh that out a little bit more and try and build the characters more. There's a lot that's still very generic and very blur, very just bland. I feel like we need to flesh that out a little bit more. I think that'd be really, really interesting. I mean, even with Gunther, I don't think we've gone, like, far enough. You know, I feel like we need to flesh his character out a bit more. I mean, they've got some strong themes. Obviously, it kind of goes back to World War II. You get very kind of Nazi kind of theme. I'm not saying put him in a Nazi uniform or anything along those lines, but I am saying that kind of things that are symbolic of what he's representing, like, you could lean into that a little bit more. Could you imagine if, like, you saw a little backstage vignette, they were sat around a table, there was some, like, flaming torches on the wall, it was, like, in a dungeon, it was a bit dark, there was, like, a map on the table. Do you know what I mean? Like, that kind of war bunker mentality. He's there with the guys, they're moving figures on this thing, and they're talking strategies. And, like, you could, like, lean into that kind of world a little bit more. You don't take it silly. I mean, like, I'm not saying let's go full on Doink the Clown, show him in a circus. I'm just saying that, like, we could lean into, like, what they're doing with Viking Raiders. Look at what they're doing with Viking Raiders. They've got Viking Raiders doing ceremonies, and they've brought in Sarah Logan, and she's, like, in, like, an outfit, and they're all doing, like, you know, war paint, and there's a fire. Great, because Viking Raiders are being made to feel like they represent something and like they're going to mean something. Part of the problem, though, is that when we've seen them, they've been doing the raid thing and trying to get that over, and it was cringe. It was cringe, and it was a misstep, and they need to be brutal. They need to be brutal like Vikings were. They need to come in and they need to, like, you know, just be kicking and, like, you know, really taking no prisoners. Just, like, imagine if they were going up against, like, jobbers and they're just, like, ripping their gear as well. Like, they go up against some couple of mask guys and they're, like, ripping the masks off, ripping the gear. Like, the guys aren't just beaten, but they're battered and the ring gear's ripped. And, like, you know, you've got the Viking Raiders just standing over them. Like, that kind of mentality. Make them savages. Make them, like, really not operate within the normal parameters that wrestlers would like operate within. You know, someone would pin them and go, you know, that's the end of the match, but not the Viking Raiders. They always take it too far. That's what the Viking Raiders are known for. So what would I say I'm frustrated about with Triple H? I would say that I think some of the people he's brought in have not really struck me as being the right people. But I have been very, let's wait and see. But, you know, I mean, it's been a few months now. I also think that we're not seeing enough in regards to character development and really bringing out people's, like, strengths and weaknesses. And it can still feel very much like this, you know, Ricochet versus whoever, Chad Gable. Like, you know what I mean? Carl Anderson versus Damian Priest. I mean, what's Carl Anderson represent? Carl Anderson is a person in the OC. That is it. That is it. He's a person in the OC. What does Damian Priest represent? A person in the Judgment Day. I mean, he does. There's just nothing there for me. So, you know, Carl Anderson against Damian Priest, that actually felt like a bit of a low point in the match because we haven't fleshed them characters out. We don't know much about them. Look at the great work they're doing with Sammy and Jay. I mean, like, you're learning all about their relationships, you know. It'd be great to see, you know, what's Damien's relationship with Rhea? Like, has he got a crush on her? Is there a bit of a problem that Dominic's around now? Like, could we do something there? Could you give me something that I could care about in Judgment Day? Like, I feel like there's not enough work being done there. It's still early. But I would love to see some more work done there. And what amazes me is they never use YouTube or social media to put out videos that have got any, like, depth. I mean, just think of all their platforms they've got. They could put videos out that actually give these characters some depth and actually really do flesh these people out a little bit more. But instead, like, we just tend to get pretty generic interviews. We don't really get anything. You don't really get anything that, like, gives you, like, a backstory or fleshes anything out. Like, imagine, like, you know, a video 5 minutes on Damian Priest where you can learn a bit about him, what his motivations are. Maybe he's got a little secret, like, something's hinted in there. As I said, maybe he's got feelings for Rhea, or maybe he's got feelings for someone else, or maybe he really hates someone in particular, and we find out why. Perhaps he's still bothered about someone that eliminated him in the Royal Rumble. And like, you know, he mentions it and he's like, it's not important now, but, you know, I still haven't forgotten what happened at Royal Rumble 2021. And that's interesting. You're giving me something that I can at least be interested in and keep an eye on. Like, oh, he's still not forgiven Baron Corbin. He's still not forgiven Baron Corbin for eliminating him in the 2021 Royal Rumble. And I'd love to get some kind of depth to some of the characters. So I'd say that is another frustration. Not to join a complaint train, but if I was going to complain about anything under Papa H, it'd be the bad booking of the women. Just being honest. Yeah, I mean, it's tricky, but I mean, I know people would like mid-card belts and everything, but if it's going to be a case that the mid-card belts are, or the women's segments are not bringing in the ratings, then you can understand why he's not bringing in mid-card belts. You can sort of understand why he's not leaning into that more and why women don't have more secondary feuds and everything, because the ratings aren't there to support them. My argument would be, do more character development on the women, give them some really interesting backstories. I mean, look at the work they're putting in with Bray. You do not have to go that far. But, like, I feel like a lot of people get nothing. And then you've got Bray that gets, you know, all this stuff. And unsurprisingly, Bray's the talk of the town. Because Bray's got all these characters. He's got, like, you know, we're exploring all these relationships. We're kind of taking our time. Maybe it's because the world's become so instant. Like, there's not enough time now. You can't build up characters now. Because we've got to get to the next match. And you do find that with people. People are like, yeah, all right, yeah, Bray's back. When's his first match? And like, you know, people want to just get to the match. Like, maybe if we could, like, slow things down a little bit. Maybe if we didn't have, like, you know, people having matches on as regular a basis, but instead we got a segment where we actually, like, dug into who they are. You could use the one show to set up the next show. So say you have 4 matches on, I don't know, Raw or something like this, maybe 5 matches, something like that. And then you use the rest of the time for interview segments and, like, backstories and things like that. Make the matches that actually happen matter. Give them time. Have them built up over a couple of weeks. And then, like, when you get to them, they're going to feel more important. You know what the winners get in, what's happening to the loser. Like, they matter more. And then use the rest of the time to build up the roster and, like, you invest in them and build up their characters. There'd be people that wouldn't like that, because there's people out there that just want match. So if you don't give them match, then they're going to complain. But my point would be, you've got, you know, I need to care about these people. You've got to give me some reason to, like, care about them. And I think that Triple H has been trying to do that, you know. It was worse under Vince. But I can't say that we've taken giant leaps forwards on that front. So Hayes is not generic. His in-work is phenomenal. He is brilliant, said Scotsman. What are your thoughts on Carmelo? Frank said, that's what NXT is doing really well. They build characters well. What's my thoughts on Carmelo? I think he's a great talker. I think that he has got... He would stand out. If you put Carmelo onto Raw, I feel like he would be someone that's got a stronger character than a lot of them. I still think there's work you could do with Carmelo, but his in-ring's really good. He's got a swagger to him, and, he's been, obviously, champion. I still want to find out what his motivations are, though. I still want to know what he's trying to achieve. Like, he called himself the A champion when he had the mid-card belt. I like that. So he's got the mid-card belt. He's calling himself the A champion. Well, is he now? He hasn't got it. Is he going after the main championship? Does he want to be the NXT champion? I mean, that would be compelling, to be honest. If you did Carmelo versus Braun now, and had Carmelo going, you haven't been introduced to me yet, but I was the A champion on this show for a long time. Like, you could have some real fun with that, and I feel like you could get somewhere. So I like Carmelo. Yeah, I think he's got a bright future. I don't know how far he goes because he is on the smaller side. But again, that's not the biggest problem under the Triple H regime. Would have been a big problem under the Vince regime, but it won't be as bad under Triple H. Daze says Carmelo is a great talker. Yeah, I think he's a great talker. I mean, you've got to remember, there was a good chunk of time I wasn't watching. So if he did do some awful promos, then I have not seen them. But of the promos that I've seen, he's always spoken with confidence. He's always been quite clear. It's not like I can't understand what he says, but he always talks with, as I say, confidence and comes across really well. I don't know that he's a great talker in the sense of coming out with witty lines. I couldn't sit here and go, oh, do you remember when he said this? Oh, do you remember when he said that? But he comes out and he can talk and he's clear and he's confident and he gets his message across and he's engaging. I never find myself going, oh, God. It's not like when Ronda cuts a promo. There's plenty of bad promos out there. And when he talks, it's never an issue. I never find myself going, oh, geez, I didn't need this week. He's good. He's fine. He does a job. He could probably do with some witty lines. He could probably, if you think about how the Acclaimed got over, they get over really because of the, yo, listen, right? That's really what caught people's attention was the rap when they came down to the ring. So the witty lines they put in there really work for them. Think about how MJF got over. Again, witty lines, things that he says that make people go, whoa, kill shot. That's how he gets over. So I kind of feel like Carmelo doesn't need to completely fill his promos with those kind of lines, but he could definitely do with some. It would be in his benefit to put a few in there because I couldn't sit here and say, oh, do you remember when he said this to Braun, or do you remember when he said this? The one that stood out to me was when he was calling himself the A champion when he had the mid-card belt. I like that. I like the fact that he's got a belt and he's saying that he's the A side. This is the A championship. I don't care what anyone thinks. I am the A champion. I thought it was good. Kai and Sky versus Asuka and Bliss women's tag titles match on Saturday. Yes. Ronda's terrible all round. Can't sell, boring, but she is legit. That's a big part of her appeal is that she is legit. She is legit. And when she talks, you listen, you cringe, but that's not her strength. Her strength. Really, she shouldn't need to be talking too much. They could have found a manager for her. And it could be that she just, is unleashed. A bit like Brock. Just like Brock. Year after year after year after year, Brock Lesnar just stood there and let Paul Heyman do the talking and put over, how amazing he is. You got told week after week after week of what Brock Lesnar has achieved, why he is so special. And it didn't matter, that Brock wasn't talking. He just... doing this occasionally and being there was enough. That was enough for you to know that he is the real deal and to get you excited. And then his segments were absolutely massive. Not just because of that, but we never did that with her. We put her out there and made her do her own promos, and she can't do promos. And so I feel really sorry for her, to be honest. I feel really sorry for her. We absolutely should have given her a mouthpiece. When she first came in, we should have given her a mouthpiece. I don't know if they couldn't find one. I don't know if she thought she could do it. I don't know if she wanted to do it, insisted on doing it. But, yeah, she should have had a mouthpiece. It's maybe not as bad now because we know now. You know what I mean? I think people know she's not a great promo and have kind of accepted it. And she's heel now anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I still think she should have a mouthpiece. Glasgow Geek 1985. Shout out to you. Appreciates the support. Glasgow Geek 1985 says, I'm back. Welcome back, my friends. We are only 5 minutes away from NXT. We've just been chatting away about Raw ratings. We've been chatting away about like the things that we'd like to see Triple H change. We've been talking about pretty much that, to be honest. But we are just 5 minutes away from NXT. Big Time Back said, I feel like Brock's now back in 2014, 2017 without Heyman as manager. I think he would have been dead under the water if he didn't have Heyman. James said, with that logic, should TBS and TNT be worried at a falling Dynamite and ratings rampage? I think TNT should be worried because I think Rampage is a concern and seemingly they're trying to fix it. But from what I'm seeing, those ratings are still not turning around. TBS, I believe, is pretty much holding. It seems to be holding at about 950 to 1 million. I don't know if you look at a graph of Raw, you will see it do that. Yeah, you will see it going down. You will see the decline. If you look at a graph of Dynamite, I think it's flatlined. I think it's just flat. I think you know what you're getting. I feel like if I'm TBS, I know that I'm getting a show that's around 950, and at times it's going to push 1 million. And you just got to hope that they could do something that might permanently, take it up there. You are also taking a gamble because equally it could start declining and go down to 850, 800,000. You do have to weigh that up if you're TBS. Yes, you do have to weigh it up. But in this day and age, and I made the same point about Raw, content is king. And so, if you've got a show that can deliver certain numbers week after week after week after week, there is, even now with those numbers, still big value and need for that because they could replace it with something that gets 150,000. Do you know what I mean? Rather than the 950,000, like there's a potential for a huge decline. So without looking at their books, without knowing how much money they make from having those shows on, and I include Raw with USA Network. If USA Network has found a way to have Raw and its declining ratings, but yet still make X amount of millions, then it might still be in their interest to keep it around. But it's so hard without access to those numbers. I think the one thing we can agree is that if less people are watching the show, then less people are watching those adverts, and that has to result in a decrease in money that's coming in. It has to. So this is why I do think that ultimately it is going to be a problem, but it's just when do we reach that point? Lashley versus Lesnar is going ahead. Yes, Adam, shout out to you. Gordon said, what do you think about the fact CM Punk might be staying with AEW after negotiations fell through? I haven't seen much on this, to be honest. I think that if he stays, they're going to have to find a way forwards. I think they'll probably keep them all apart. I think they'll be told not to speak about him in public. I think they will be kept apart. I think that if they can do like a CM Punk Kenny Omega feuds, they'll have to check with both parties that it'll become very messy. It'll become very, very messy. Largely, I think they would be kept apart. But it would be very messy. But I think there could be a way of making it work. It's just you'd have to be very careful about them like bumping into each other and all of this, and it would just be really childish. But then saying that, we're talking legal action. There's apparently legal proceedings between them. This isn't just potentially a falling out. There's potentially legal ramifications here as well. So it's very messy, very messy. But I don't know. Look, if I'm Tony Khan, ideally I don't want to be losing CM Punk. CM Punk's been great for ratings. I mean, I know he's not boosted them and kept them boosted, but we don't know what the show would be doing without CM Punk. I mean, CM Punk's still on the roster right now. So I sort of feel like, if you bring CM Punk back now, those ratings will get boosted again. And then eventually they'll settle back down to 950. But if CM Punk was gone forever, after a while, would those ratings go to 850? Would they go to 8? I seriously don't know. But we know that what we get when CM Punk's around. So if I'm Tony Khan, I probably don't want to lose him, but equally, I probably know it's going to be an absolute flipping nightmare, and it's going to be really, really hard work. Daze, you look like you're in a sci-fi movie with that. Yeah, this background was for Halloween Havoc, but I kind of like it. It kind of works with the purple, so I kept it. Probably should change it, though, because it's not really NXT colors, but it was for Halloween Havoc. Right, we are starting the show, and we are starting with Braun Breaker. I wonder what the ratings are going to be for tonight. Then I don't know if there's any NFL or anything going on tonight. Braun Breaker making his way out. Punk's not even in my top 25 in the world, said James. Tommy said, "Why don't WWE make a deal with Netflix?" Listen, I think when the next deal comes up, what they will do is they will go to those companies and see how much they'll pay. And then they will end up going with the best one. Obviously, they will favor USA because I think USA Network has treated them very well. But equally, they could go to USA Network and say, look, Netflix are offering us X amount. Can you match that? Or at least get close? And to be honest, if they can't, they may go. They may go. And then it's going to be a real challenge for NXT to have to try and replace Raw. Right, Braun is in the ring. Do you think Mandy will be the longest reigning women's champion? I don't think so. I don't know what the longest reign is. Okay, Braun's talking about Halloween Havoc. Longest reign is 522. That was Asuka. So she's got to go 150 days. I mean, that's what, middle of next year? She could. She could. Okay, Pretty Deadly have come out. So, why are Pretty Deadly confronting Braun? It's a bit weird. Okay, so Pretty Deadly are taking the mick out of Braun as they're getting into the ring. Just looking at the history of the women's title. Braun doing an English accent. You do not talk to NXT's dandiest team like that. Use the W word. I can't believe it. What's your current favourite show overall? Probably Smackdown. Smackdown. But last week's NXT was very, very good. Very good. We retained our championships last week, say Pretty Deadly. NXT Quarters Hour had Pretty Deadly, a no-fade match, do 764. There's a sign in the crowd that says, Brom blocked me on Instagram. Okay, someone's making their way out now. So Bron's in the ring. Pretty Deadly have come down. Now we've got some music playing. Here is Wesley. We've got all the champs. Just need Mandy Rose to make her way down. So we've got Bron, Pretty Deadly, and Wesley. Okay, so now they're having to go at Wesley, Pretty Deadly. This could be an epic tag match, couldn't it? The models are better than all other similar gimmicks. Where's this going? I'm wondering if it's going to be a tag match. All the champs going against each other. Could be pretty fun. They're looking at their hair. They do have great hair. That is confirmed. Bron said, I do take it too far sometimes. So I'm going to take a step back and let you guys have the spotlight. Thank you, Bronson. Thank you, Bronson. So Pretty Deadly are being given the spotlight. Wesley is doing the intro for Pretty Deadly. So Pretty Deadly putting their arms outstretched. There's boos from the crowds. This ain't Mustafa Ali, though. This is awesome, said Dark Angel. Side Blake check. Side plate check. Here's Bronson. If you are starting the show, someone will interrupt you. This segment was going well, but has gone south quick, said SO. Who's coming for our titles? So, Wes said, I really missed the tag titles. What, they're chanting? Wesley 2 belts. Wesley 2 belts. Jeez, I think we took the long road to this, didn't we? We took... So, Bron and Wes against Pretty Deadly. Okay. I had to slap myself after saying that. That's not a conspiracy. How are you? My girlfriend might be pregnant. Who's the dad? Here's our truth. People up there, what's up? Oh my God, I've only just heard the commentator for the first. I just heard Booker. Booker just went, yeah. There's been nothing from the commentary team. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? R-Truth stepping into the ring. He goes to high five Pretty Deadly, completely ignores them, and goes over to Bronson. It's going to be R-Truth versus Grayson Waller after the break. What's up? Well, that was an open to NXT. I definitely was an open. The show definitely began. That's what we can say about that first segment. At the very least, the show has definitely started. But it is going to lead to a very interesting match. All the champs can, collide in. We've got the tag... God, I can't even talk. That's how entertained I've been. It's completely blown my mind, and I can't talk now. The tag champions are defending against the North American and the NXT champion. Zoom Station said that went a long way to nowhere. Big Time Back said commentary was asleep. James said that open was pure trash. Cal said R-Truth is 50 and he can still go. Daze, when TV contracts come up, WWE is in a sticky situation because NBC might not give them a large sum of money with the current ratings, and Fox still wants around $3 million if they pay $1 billion. Yes. Yes, it could be. I just imagine conversations are happening all the time, though. I don't think you get to those negotiations and go, right, what you're saying. I think these conversations should be happening, where are we looking, and just, having a good idea as to where we are, what are the targets, what numbers, should they be getting. There's got to be targets. There's got to be things that, it's not just go and have fun, is it? So that's why we're saying, these things, if they are just a blip, if it is just a one-off, if things are going to bounce back after, then, yeah, maybe fine, but... yeah, the numbers have been doing this for a long time now. Love to see the young rookie R-Truth getting a shot in NXT, said Wrestle with Andy. It's great, isn't it, bud? It's great. It's about time, actually. It's about time that we actually did shine a light on some of these up-and-coming 50-year-olds that really do deserve some opportunities. So, in all fairness, R-Truth does deserve opportunities. He's poor bloke's just sat in catering, isn't he? Week after week after week. So, although we are seeing a bit more of him over these past few weeks, so that's good. First bit of NXT was trash. Never mind, said Bonkers. What's up, said Jaywalk. Harif said, I can't get over take off Steph. I'm going to have a mental breakdown. Oh, that's the rapper, isn't it? Yeah, sad news. I must admit, I don't really know much about them. My goss, they're not really. I only heard of them because isn't the one going out with or was going out with Cardi B. It's the only reason I heard of them. But I know they're very popular, and very sad. I think he was only young as well, wasn't he? I haven't seen what happened, but awful. Shotgun Saturday Night is the A show, said Erase Your Mind. Yes. My conspiracy theory, White Rabbit was used in WWE as QR codes testing aimed at USA counter agents working within the deep states around the world. John Elite said, Daze, can Charlotte help OC with Rhea problem? Makes sense since her and AJ within the Mixed Match Challenge. Don't think so, to be honest. I don't think that they would really... I don't think they would use the Mixed Match Challenge. I mean, isn't that from 2016? It's 6 years ago. I don't know. I don't know that they would use that as the link. I don't feel like Charlotte fits in with the OC, personally. I mean, I suppose he can say that he's got a relationship of some kind. He's like, look, I've got a number in my phone. I've had it a while. Let's see. I reckon I can get someone here. And maybe. But for me, I think, I think there's other options. Here is Grayson Waller. Takeoff was 28. He got shot over a dice game. Offset, Takeoff's cousin, saw his own cousin die because someone got mad. Oh, my God. Over a dice game. Grayson Waller rips up a sign and jumps in the ring. So we're going to be starting this show. Well, we started the show We've definitely started the show. We're going to get our first match now. This is going to be R-Truth versus Grayson Waller. I guarantee you now, the WWE TV deal is going to go up. Less people watch TV, so ratings will drop. They deliver consistent ratings and big socials. They will increase 10% minimum. Yeah, but who is paying for that? Like, where's that money coming from? Like, the way they generate money isn't is through like the TV deal, isn't it? It's through the TV advertising. So if less people watch the show, less people watch the advertising. So it's tricky. It's really tricky. Back elbow by R-Truth. Clothesline. I think, when are they up? I don't think it's anytime soon, so it's not something I think we have to worry about just yet. I think, is it 2024? I've got a feeling it's 2024. Strike there by Grayson Waller. Waller has got a lot of potential, but it's kind of generic. Big Time Back said the rapper that died appeared at day one this year. Oh, God, you're right. Yeah, they were, weren't they? Do you know, I completely forgot they'd been there. I'm surprised, actually, WWE didn't put a graphic up. Yeah, you're right. I completely forgot Mygos had been at day one. They never... I don't think they performed. Didn't they just come to the ring with someone? Yeah. I completely forgot about that. Hawkins Jr. said it really looks like another home field advantage for Chase U. There's tons of shirts in the crowds. You Can't See Me by Waller. That was great. He knows how much he loves John Cena. That was good. Personality there being shown by Grayson Waller. R-Truth going against the rope. Shoulder tackle by R-Truth. Nice, You Can't See Me. Hopefully R-Truth does it back to him. That would be great. Over in the corner goes Grayson Waller. Hip toss. Goes for a strike. Down goes R-Truth. Smile on the face of Grayson Waller. Waller going back to the corner. He's perched on the ropes. R-Truth rolling away. Grayson goes to the outside, runs round. R-Truth rolls back into the ring, gets up on his feet. Into the ring comes Grayson Waller. Big right hand, Grayson Waller goes out the ring. So R-Truth in the center of the ring right now. Does the splits, goes against the ropes. Throws himself over the top. Oh, got caught. He's holding his knee, got a little caught. That was a big move there by R-Truth at the age of flipping 50. He went over the top. I think they said we're going to go picture in picture, but R-Truth might have done himself some damage there. He's launched himself over the top. He's tried to come crashing down onto Grayson Waller. He's got caught on the ropes. We might be looking at an injury here for R-Truth. So Grayson Waller went to the outside. Yeah, he proper got caught on the ropes. Proper got caught on the ropes. Ruth! What are you doing, mate? 50 years old? You're meant to be sat in a comfortable chair, having a Werther's original. That was a bit cringe. Feel sorry for him, to be honest. Just got to hope that it's nothing serious, of course. Because that was not great. Truth is hurt. I wonder, I'm sure he is hurt, but is he hurt to the point where he's not going to be able to continue? Or, you lot have got picture in picture, haven't you? But saying that, I have not got picture in picture, but we all know that picture in picture, they don't do anything. I've watched enough AEW to know that picture in picture, they don't do anything. Is hurt, I think. The dumbest move in wrestling is where the opponent waits for the move. Yeah, we've spoke about that a few times, Cal. You're absolutely right, mate. When people stand on the outside and just wait for things, it's... I seriously don't remember that happening back in the day. I seriously don't remember that being a thing. But it seemingly is now. This is something we see quite a bit where people wait on the outside and people jump on top of them. I must admit, that one there wasn't as bad because Grayson Waller hadn't been waiting too long. But there was... I think the bigger problem with this is the fact R-Truth's 50! 50 years old, man. Don't need to be doing these things. Yeah. You lot's got... I'm still at commercial break. I do not have visibility on it, so... I cannot see what you can see at the moment. But people saying that seems to be hurt. This is a legit injury, said Kevin. Again, though, they do make people like... He might as well lay down, unless you've got doctors in the ring. I don't know. You'll have to tell me if doctors are in there. But it wouldn't surprise me if they were just waiting to get back from the commercial break. Yeah, I mean, for those of you that don't know, he clips the rope, basically. Oh, medical staff have got R-Truth. Bella's gone. Bella's rung. That is the end of it. R-Truth is being led away. So R-Truth is... He has picked up an injury. Grayson Waller with a big smile on his face. Big smile on the face of Grayson Waller. R-Truth is sadly being led away. And by the looks of it, that looks like it's a serious injury. We're just seeing the replay here of him jumping over. He seems to catch his leg. Grayson Waller said he's not surprised. So it looks like Grayson Waller is going to... Grayson Waller is the biggest superstar in this company. They're going to fill this with promo time. I just beat a 20-year vet in R-Truth, says Grayson Waller. I couldn't tell if it's the fall or what it is that's actually resulted in it. Grayson Waller said no one's going to change that. Says that he is, he's just beaten a 20-year vet. He's one of the best in the game. No one going to change that. They said they'll update us with his medical status later tonight. Schism next. Sit down interview with Schism. There's Ava Raine. Ava Raine. Ava Raine. No one thought you would be under that mask. So sit down interview with Schism right now. All of us have got the same question. Why Schism? Why now? No one knew that it was me. I've been around WWE my entire life. They were the only people that took the time to see the real me. Do you know who checked on me? This new guy, Joe Gacy. So she said she had an injury. No one checked on her. I doubt that's true. She has nice what? Dentition. I don't even know that word. Who got released? 5 got released, yeah. Bodhi is one. People have asked her for things her whole life. Asking her for things that they didn't earn. We accept her for who she truly is. And that's why she chose the Schism. Her personality is flat, yeah. A bit flat, yeah. I mean, look, she's only just started and she's still super young. So, let's do a quick video. Let's talk about this. I've got the images now. Big breaking news coming out of NXT tonight. There was a match to open the show. It was R-Truth taking on Grayson Waller. You can see a moment in the match here. R-Truth going against the ropes, launching himself onto Grayson Waller, who was on the outside of the ring. And then here you can see he just catches the top rope as he's going over. That results in him not getting the distance that he wanted. He seems to then kind of just come crashing down, basically. Hits the ground quite hard and grabs a hold of his left knee. We went immediately to a commercial break. R-Truth not getting the landing that he wanted. I think he did manage to still clip Grayson Waller, but clearly this move not going the way that he intended. It was picture-in-picture. People were saying that it didn't seem like the match was going to be continuing. And then when we did come back from the commercial break, this is what we saw. The bell was rung. Officials came out and they helped R-Truth to the back. We don't know how severe this injury is at this stage, but it certainly in real time did not look good. He grabbed his knee straight away. And I mean, look, R-Truth is close to being 50 years old and he is still trying to launch himself over the ropes to the outside. So, you know, maybe in retrospect, it wasn't the best idea in the world, but R-Truth sadly suffering an injury could result in him being out for a while. So that going down right at the start of this week's NXT. Right, we've got Anofe and Blade. They are backstage. We're done with the Schism conversation. They were just talking about Cameron Grimes going up against Joe Gacy for one more time. Are we going to be seeing? Oh, there's Odyssey Jones. So it looks like Javier Bernal is going to be taking on Odyssey Jones tonight. Odyssey just emerged out of HBK's office. Thea Hail is going to be in action against Kiana James next. Right, we are at commercial break. So coming up next, we're going to have Kiana James taking on Thea Hail. So Odyssey Jones. It's all happening, guys. It's all happening. They did say that they would try to give us an update later in the show. Obviously, I don't know if they're going to be able to give us that update. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, we are at commercial break. Let's see if we can get back to the chat. How long have we had? We've half an hour gone already? Jeez. Half an hour of the show done. Thea Hail next. Big fan of Thea Hail. If you've been watching these streams for a while, you'll know that I really, really like her. She brings so much energy. So, yeah, really looking forward to seeing her in action. I haven't actually seen, like, a proper Thea Hail match. The only one that I've seen is when she went up against Kiana James before, and there was, like, outside interference and didn't really go anywhere. So, looking forward to seeing what she can bring. Adam said if it's his ACL, then he's done. Yeah, I obviously hope it's nothing serious. Fear that it's going to be, but hope it's not. Daze, what are your thoughts on Ava Raine? It's not really much to make, to be honest. I mean, I feel like her promos are lacking a little bit of punch. There's not much to judge it on, is there? There's not really anything there that's got much charisma or personality. I mean, God, if you looked at like how Alexa Bliss first arrived, she was like all in blue and blowing like glitter. It's completely different to what she became. If you look at Becky, she came out, she was doing like Irish dancing when she first arrived. A lot of people when they first arrive are just completely different to what they become. So it's really hard to judge at this stage. I mean, what I would say is this doesn't feel at the moment like anything that special. But, I mean, she's only just arrived. She's literally, this is her second week. So, yeah, I don't want to be judging her too much. I do think it's weird that she's with them, though. That wasn't really a partnership that I was anticipating. It's not a partnership I was expecting. I didn't expect her to join Schism. Where do you think the status of Crown due to the threat of Iran? I don't know what they're going to do, to be honest. I mean, I'm sure it's a situation they're watching. I don't know much about it, other than Saudis have come out and said that this is a potential problem. And I think you've got to take that on board, haven't you, if they say that. So, yeah, certainly wouldn't be filling me with confidence if I was going over there. But it still seems like full steam ahead. I mean, I'm sure they are going to keep them protected and do everything they possibly can. But I don't know. I mean, I think most of us agree they shouldn't be going there anyway. And now you've got this. So, yeah, I don't think they should be going. But then I never think they should be going. It doesn't really change my mind on anything. Here's Nikita and Zoe. They are coming into the locker room. Indy telling Zoe to get over it. When was the last time you saw me get in a title match? Don't deserve one. So, this is kind of interesting between Zoe Stark and Indy Hartwell. They're not handed out, they're earned. It's proper building up here. We're getting Indy and Zoe. Here's Thea Hail. Go on, girl. Go on, girl. Head in the game. Head in the game. Chase you. Chase you. Something doesn't feel right. Oh. Who's going to carry the flag? It's Duke Hudson. Oh, Duke Hudson's going to carry the flag. Mr. Chase, something doesn't feel right. Who's going to carry the flag? God, I love this woman. Yes! Chase University. Duke Hudson. Man, if I was in NXT, I would want to be in with Chase U. I'd want to be in with these guys. Look at them running around in a big circle in the ring. Let's go! Let's go! Oh, proper pumped up now. God, why are we not opening the show with Thea Hail? Why did we have to open the show with the snooze fest that we got? Like, this is what we needed. Her outfit is slightly different. I would imagine the NXT review will be about half an hour of me just going on about how much I love Thea Hail, to be honest. That might be every review going forward. Let me at her. Let me at her. She's gone full on butch. Right, Kiana James then. Kiana James taking on Thea Hail. Belt has sounded. Duke Hudson's out there waving the flag. They lock up. Need to the midsection. I don't think her matches need to go long. She just needs to be an absolute whirlwind in there. She should go in there and just keep her. She should be all about fast-paced. Go in there and just go, 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 go. Down she goes. Kiana James hurling Thea Hail into the corner. Kiana James doing a nice job of working on the arm. Knee to the arm, forearm straight to the head, and again. Knee to the midsection by Kiana James. She's got the arm of Thea Hail. Stomped there by Kiana. 1, 2, shoulder up. Shoulder up. Duke Hudson. Fake Stephanie. Fake Stephanie in the ring. Thea Hail versus Fake Steph. So Kiana James is slowing the pace down here. She's still working the arm. She's still targeting the arm. Triple H is trying to start things off with Night of Champions. Big match feel, but it fell pretty flat, says John. She reminds me of the Ultimate Warrior with her high intensity. She's great, man. Imagine her just coming running down and then running circle in the ring. Like, she just brings so much energy. Great, perfect for a show opener. You want to open the show, like, with this girl. Gets up, gets slammed down. Kick coming in by Kiana James, kicking on the leg. James slowing the pace down and looking good. trying to stretch the arm. She's going to work on the arm again. Thea Hail. Screaming in pain. Duke Hudson waving the flag on the outside. Andre Chase on the outside as well. So Kiana James slowing the pace down. Like, I want this to be quick. I want Thea Hail to just go, 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 go. Kiana James is preventing that. Nice heel work. Kick coming in there by Kiana James. Thea Hail dragging her into the middle. Clothesline. Kiana James up. Double axe handle. Double axe handle. Kiana James over in the corner. Don't know what that was by Thea Hail. Looked like a bit like a splash. She got pushed away. I think she's trying to throw an elbow, actually. Basement drop kick to the leg. Against the ropes. Nice net breaker. And shaking the ropes. Proper Ultimate Warrior style. Going up middle rope. I honestly thought she was going for a blockbuster there. It looked like she was going to grab her head and go over the top of her, but she didn't. Nice inside cradle. Kick out by Kiana James. Kick to the midsection by Kiana James. Down goes Thea Hail. Oof. 1, 2. Oh, Duke Hudson saved Thea Hail. We don't do that round here. Oh, Andre Chase is telling Duke Hudson to go because he cheated. Thea Hail was done. She was in trouble. Andre Chase has told Duke Hudson to do one. Thea Hail up against the ropes, having the life shook out of her. Oh, she gets planted. Rolled over. 1, 2, 3. Kiana James wins. So it's a win for Kiana James. Boo. Go Duke. That was an all right little match, fun little match. But Kiana James gets the win. Why is Duke part of this? It's weird. Fake Steph won, she did. Got it. Why is he part of this? It might be all right. I mean, I feel like it's probably building towards Andre and Duke. Wrestling with Trent. Oh, who's attacked? Oh, wow. Dempsey? Haven't seen him in a while. Dempsey attacks. Duke Hudson's come racing back down. Chases Dempsey away. William Regal Jr. Thea Hail is down. This has not been a good night for Chase U, has it? Thea Hail is down. Andre Chase has been attacked. Duke Hudson's offering his hand to Thea. Thea takes Duke's hand. Hello, look, eyebrows being raised there by Duke Hudson. Do I want to see Thea Hail and Duke Hudson get together? Don't know. Feel like I might. Right, we are backstage with Briggs and Jensen. Right, Dempsey attacks Hudson. Aces him away. Hello, Briggs and Jensen. Who are you? Who's this woman? Fallon Henley gets given an envelope. What's in it? What's in it, mate? Don't know. Still don't know. Now we've got Odyssey Jones. Odyssey Jones making his way out. Yeah, the big man's back. Odyssey Jones. Wrestling with Trent said, have you heard about the stuff going on in Saudi Arabia regarding Crown Jewel? I have, yeah. I have. I don't know what's going to happen with it. I don't think anything's going to happen. I don't think they're going to stop them from going. But it's concerning. Odyssey Jones. Roy said you missed my chats. Did I? What did you put, Roy? I haven't got any. There's no records or anything of it. What did you put? I'll read it. Odyssey Bones. Sort of work from Duke. Yes, it was, wasn't it? Helping her out. A couple of eyebrow raises. Do you know we're only 15 minutes from the halfway point. How amazing is that? WWE acknowledged that news. WWE will provide security protocol and emergency services, says EZ99. What's the story with Saudi? Well, the Saudi government, I think, came out and said there is an imminent threat, an imminent attack that they are expecting from Iran. So, you know, if the government of the country come out and go, we are absolutely going to be attacked at some point by Iran, we don't know when, is it the best idea to fly a load of wrestlers over for a massive show? Probably not. Probs not. Have you heard the spoilers for Friday Night Smackdown? I have, and I haven't. So I've managed to avoid the actual spoilers, but I know that there was nothing Bray related. There will be something Bray related. They said on Raw, you know, who is Uncle Howdy? They asked that question, so I'm guessing there'll be a segment that gets added, but the live crowd were not showing anything. But I've not seen all the results or anything. I'm not interested. I'd rather just watch it. Kojiko, you're sus since the distance to the sun mishap. Yeah, has he shown his face again, has he? Has he shown his face? Where is he? There he is. There he is. There he is. Kojiko, 75 burgers are sold in McDonald's every second. Right, are they? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. How many burgers sold in McDonald's every second? Let's have a look. There are 28 Big Macs sold every second. Is it true? Is it true that McDonald's sells 75 hamburgers every second of every day? People asking, is it true? Don't know that we're going to get an answer. Someone's asking, is it true? How many burgers does McDonald's sells? It says here, McDonald's sells more than 75 burgers a second. It says here, McDonald's sells more than 75 burgers a second. So I don't know. What was the exact wording that Kojiko used? Let me look. 75 burgers are sold in McDonald's. That's not true. That's not true. It's another untrue fact. It is not 75. According to this, it's more than 75. Where do you get off, Kojiko? Where does the line stop? Where does it? 75 every second. Oh, it says here more than that, more than 75. I feel sick. When my most trusted source of information turns heel, I start to feel sick. Have a look. No. How many burgers does McDonald's sell a second? McDonald's sells more than 75 burgers a second. So there we go. And I don't even know what this website is, but what are you? Who are you? Query Sprout. Oh, I get all my news from Query Sprout. I love Query Sprout. Best kind of sprouts. It's the only sprouts I deal with. He's always talking bleak. Oh, it's all falling apart now. It's all falling apart now. The mask has slipped. Mask has slipped. Here's Javier Barnell. Just think, how many McDonald's in the world? Of course they would be selling more than 75 every second. Kojiko has got a lot of work to do to win this community back, to be honest. A lot of work. Odyssey Jones versus Javier Bernal. Retribution, shout out to you. Heel turn on the chat. It's very disappointing. It's very, very disappointing. It's my most trusted news source. It goes Kojiko, BBC, nothing else. That's pretty much where I get my news from. Kojiko, BBC, random things that my mom says to me. That's it. That's where all my news comes from. Justice for Queer Sprouts. I don't think it was called Queer Sprouts. I think it was Query. You know, like, oh, I've got a question. I've got a query. I don't think we've got gay sprouts. I don't get my news from gaysprouts.com, right? I wish I did. I honestly wish I did. I wish that's where I got all my news from. Queersprouts.com. That might be my calling. That might be the website I set up later tonight. Wrestle with Andy said, who has more of an it factor, Braun or Austin Theory? That's a good question. I actually think Austin Theory has better matches, and I think he's a better talker. But I think that the size... I'd have to see them side by side. In my mind, Braun is bigger. But actually, Austin Theory is jacked, you know. It'd be really interesting to see how tall they were and like put them face to face. I feel like the obvious answer is Braun because he's the NXT champion. He's been that way for a long time and he's always been at the top of the card and he's been booked so strong. But I think it's Austin Theory. I think Austin Theory, to me, has got a bigger it factor. I think his matches are better. His match against Seth last night was brilliant. It was a great match. And he can talk on a microphone as well. Youngest United States champion. Youngest Money in the Bank winner. I'm going to say Austin Theory, but for many people, they'd probably say Braun. But those people are wrong. Charlie said, are you going to stream the World Cup? Yeah, but you know what? I've got a jobs list of things that I need to do today. And on there is... Where is my jobs list? My jobs list says... Well, to be honest, I've lost my jobs list. To be honest, I no longer know where my jobs list is. So that's a problem. Yeah, I've lost my jobs list. I think that now means I don't have any jobs to do. So brilliant. But one of the things that was on there is look into a schedule for what's coming up. So, yes, we will be covering it. I'm very excited about it, but I need to plan it. And that's on my jobs list, which I have now lost. 1, 2, 3. Odyssey Jones picks up the victory, and it is great. Great, I tell you, to have the big man back. Will you be streaming all the England games and the semis and the final? Yeah, that is absolutely what I'm looking to do at a minimum. England games, semis, and the final. That would be the minimum. I would like to try and drop the US games in. And then, obviously, when you've got things like Brazil and France and all these amazing teams, I'm very interested in covering those as well. I mean, in an ideal world, I would just do the whole tournament. That was my original plan. But wrestling's kind of exploded now. You know, we've got so many conversations and so much good stuff going on in wrestling. I don't want to just fill my time with World Cup and not talk about, you know, Bray and not talk about what's going on. We would never stop the watch-alongs. They would not stop. So these watch-alongs would be fine. But, yeah, we'll work it out. I think Theory and Bron eat sprouts together. Kojiko said there are 293 ways to make change for $1. All right, I've got a feeling he's definitely going to have checked that, isn't he? Definitely going to have checked that. Let's have a look. No apology, I noticed, by the way. How many ways can you change $1? What did you say? What did you say? 293. Let's have a look. Hang on, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Let me go down. Where is he? 293 ways to change $1. I've got 292. Although it does say there 293. But that says 292. I've got 292. There are some that say 293, but this is... What's this? What's this here? This is directly from Google. Look, answer. I'm not even going to pay attention to this. Forget that. Look, $1, 292. 292. Look. How many ways can you make change for $1? 292. 292. Where do you get off, man? Where do you get off? Why have we never been checking these facts before? 292. I've got it. It's written everywhere. It's all over the internet. This is unbelievable. There are more than 293. Listen, you can argue it till the cows come home. But Google is Google, yeah? And Google brought the answer back straight away. Trini, look at that. Right at the top. You see where it says number of ways to make change? You see where it says that at the top? Not the very top, just a little lower down. You can see like where I've written in Google how many ways can you change $1. Go down, you'll see it says news and more. Go down again, then you will see it says number of ways to make change. Yeah, number of ways to make change. If you go down again, look, the first row, that's how many ways you can make 10 cents. And they say it's 3. You with me, yeah? Then you go down again, look, how many ways can you make 25 cents? They've said 12. And then you go down one more. I know it's getting confusing, but you go down one more, 50 cents. It says 49. And this is that we're finally there now. Don't worry, we're finally there. Here, look, this one here, it says, how many ways can you change $1? They've even put it in like bold for us because that's the question we asked. So how many ways can you change $1? 292. 292. I'll make it bigger. Hang on. I'll make it bigger. Here we go. Look, there. You see that bit? Just go above where it says 8 more rows. 19th of April, 2001. Don't be put off by the date. Like, this won't have changed. They won't have found another way. Don't worry about it, right? It's irrelevant. The date is irrelevant. But just above where it says 8 more rows, and you got the $1, and it says there, look, 292. I've made it bigger. Forget that bit. Frank Morgan's math chat. I know Frank is an idiot, right? He's an absolute idiot. He doesn't even know what day of the week it is, right? He ain't got a clue how many ways you can make change for $1. But Google does, and they say that it's 292. Ignore Frank. I actually think Frank Morgan is Kojiko. So that explains the confusion, doesn't it, really? Trini said, and I can send you the screenshot of Google saying it's more depending on the coinage of the currency. I mean, I can just do it again, what I just did, if you need another explanation. I don't know how many times we have to do this, but whatever helps you sleep at night, dude. Whatever helps you sleep at night. James said facts are overrated. Where is Kojiko? Where is he anyway? Coming in here, causing all this carnage and then doing one. Here's Mandy Rose. We've got pictures of Mandy and her title reign. I've not forgot about Roy. Where are you, Roy? Where are you, Roy? Where you gone? You missed my chat. I said, are you a McDonald's or a Burger King fan? I don't have either, to be honest. I'm not a fast food person. I mean, I was, and I would have gone to either when I used to work in retail. If I worked in retail, whichever was closest, I'd pop there, like for lunch or something. I wouldn't really go out my way for either. But to be honest, I don't eat them now. Do you know, I reckon, and this is no lie, I swear on my mum's life, right? I swear on my family's life. I reckon in the past 4 years, I've had one burger from McDonald's, and that is it. No fries, no desserts, no breakfasts, nothing. I reckon I've had one burger. And the only reason I had that one burger is because it was the McPlant and I wanted to try it. That's how I know I had that one burger, and that was it. And in the past 4 years, I've had 0 from Burger King. Right. Toxic attraction in the ring. Santa Claus in the crowds. That's good. You've got to keep yourself busy the rest of the year, isn't he? $365 days of being the Kojiko. Here, like Minnie Mouse's maiden name is Minerva Mouse. Isn't your maiden name your surname before you get married? She wasn't Minerva Mouse and then got married and became Minnie Mouse, is she? I'm not getting into this. I feel like Kojiko is a bot of false information now. We need more pizza toppings. Was the McPlant goods? I want a McPlant, said John. Do you know what? I was impressed with it. I was impressed. It did not taste disgusting. The thing with McDonald's is that their burgers are hardly the most succulent, are they? When you bite into a McDonald's burger, you're not like biting into a big steak. So, do you know what I mean? Like the thing when you bite into a McDonald's burger is it's a thin patty. So, I mean, there's like maybe a bit of like, of a kind of taste there of something, but it's hardly like a juicy steak. So it's kind of quite easy to replicate that. What I can tell you is there was no disgusting flavors. And it felt like I was biting into some degree of a burger of some description. I would definitely have it quite happily as a replacement for a McDonald's hamburger, but I don't know if, like, you know, those thicker burgers you can get. I don't know who sells those in America. But like, you know, a proper thicker hamburger. I don't know how it would be if you was trying to replace one of those, you know. We're just seeing Mandy and Mandy's history. That was when she was trying to seduce Jimmy Uso. Do you remember that? Smile on the face of Mandy as they're playing her winning the NXT title and showing toxic attraction. I don't hate it on a cheat day, to be honest, said Miss Clown. It's all fake, even the Jake Paul sheet, and everyone is paying for it. Even the Jake Paul sheet. What are we on about, Andrew? What are you on about, mate? You on about the Jake Paul fight? Daze was so impressed he hasn't had another one, says Wes. To be honest, I have to kind of go out my way a bit to go there, though. Yeah, I wanted to try it, see what it was like, and I was like, yeah, I mean, it's fine. Tastes like a burger. It's fine. It's good. I'd have it again. Would I go out my way to... Is it like a taste sensation that I would be like, oh my God, I'm going to treat myself? No, it is not. Aberdeen Angus burgers are the best. They're the thicker ones, aren't they, Dortnight? They're the ones I suppose, thinking about, yes. Sunny, hello. Hope you are well. Wes said, my burgers are the best. Easy99 said, who do you think will be a top star on the main roster, Tiffany or Nikita? I don't know, to be honest. I mean, like, I'm not that impressed with Nikita. I think she's quite limited. I like her kicks. I don't really get excited about anything else. I think that what I've seen of Tiffany has been a bit more impressive. But, I mean, look, simps are simps, man. The simp army out there is strong. So I feel like Nikita might have a bright future. Wow. Not bad for a piece of eye candy, said Mandy Rose. Because that's all I was to you people for 4 years. A bottle blonde Barbie doll. That's why 2 years ago, I realized I needed to bet on myself. Who's interrupting this? So, not bad for a piece of eye candy. Merch sales don't lie. And you people thought I couldn't hold the NXT Women's Championship. Because this title represents the greatest women's wrestler in the world. Ava Raine. Oh, I think it's too early. I don't say put some respect on my name because it's a nice catchphrase. I say it because it's the damn truth. Our truth should come out now. Hobbling out. People over there, what's up? Wearing red bottoms and making it look good. And damn, does it feel good to have sat on my rightful throne for over a year now. Smoke? Is that going to be Alba Fire? Alba Fire's here. Alba Fire interrupting this. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Mandy jumps out the ring. Alba Fire attacks. The dude holding the drinks goes down. Gigi Dolan is grabbed. Gigi. Going to be planted through the table. Oh dear. Mandy Rose is hot, and sexy and gorgeous, says Roy. I'd rather have a McPlant. This week I take out Gigi Dolan. I'll take out JC Jane. And in 2 weeks, I'm taking that title. I thought she was going to say, I'm taking you out. This week, I'm taking out Gigi Dolan. Next week, I'm taking out JC Jane. And the week after, I'm taking you out. We're going to go to the cinema. We're going to go McDonald's. I'm going to buy you a McPlant, and you're going to enjoy it. Here's Apollo. Apollo. Pretty Deadly got their moment in the sun tonight. So, yeah, actually, Apollo did tease that he was going to be getting involved tonight, and then he didn't. What a little liar. What a little liar. Are you a vegetarian? No. No, I'm not a vegetarian. I was just really interested in have they made a meat in a lab that tastes like meat? Like, that was intriguing to me. So I wanted to try it to see what it tasted like. But I do understand that, we should probably be cutting down on meat consumption and everything. We are having to farm the land a lot to meet the demand. So meet the demand. So I am aware that I probably should be cutting back, but I'm not a vegetarian. What would be your choice? Chicken and waffle or burger and waffle? I don't know what chicken and waffle is. That's not really a thing here. Don't tell people you don't eat meat. People's brains can't cope with that. I mean, I do eat meat, in all fairness. I do eat meat. But I do understand I probably should be cutting back. Red meat's not good for your heart. And bad hearts run in our family, so that is something that I probably should be keeping in mind. Miss Clown said, meat! What's your favourite pizza? Honestly, I'm so boring. So boring. Everything I do is boring. You need to understand I'm boring. I'm a boring person. I sit and watch wrestling and I talk about it. That is me. I don't go to McDonald's. I've had one pizza in about 3 years. We don't do takeaway. If we was to do a takeaway, it'd probably end up being a Chinese or an Indian takeaway. Chinese or an Indian would probably be what we have. But even that, we don't have that often. So if I was to have a pizza, it might be chicken and sweet corn. Something like that. Boring. Boring. I mean, at least it's not just cheese. So it's one level up from cheese, but it's nothing that exciting. I mean, guys, I know you look at me and think, oh my God, I bet he's having cocaine on his pizzas. I bet he loves nothing more than cocaine and licorice. I bet he just loves those cocaine and licorice pizzas. But the truth is, I mean, yes, I do, but it's not something I have on a regular basis. And to be honest, if I was to, have a pizza, it'd probably be chicken and sweet corn, which in many ways is the poor man's cocaine and licorice, if you think about it. If you can't afford cocaine and licorice, then you end up having chicken and sweet corn. That's how it goes. I don't eat pizza either, says Cal. Jadam said, that's not boring, that's just weirds. What? Chicken and sweet corn? That's a pretty standard pizza topping over here. I mean, obviously you can have vegetarian, meat feast, hot and spicy, pepperoni, 4 cheeses, chicken and sweet corn, maybe some sort of barbecue thing. Those are pretty much the standard ones that I reckon you can find at all pizza places over here. Probably some others as well. But those would be the ones that... Oh, there's probably a ham and pineapple as well in there. It's probably a ham and pineapple. Some places do like an all-day breakfast thing where you'd be able to get like sausage and bits of bacon and a few little bits like that. Ham. But yeah, it's been a long time. Coke on a pizza is not to be sniffed at, said Dave. Ah! Well done. Pineapple on pizza. Yum, said Street Fighter Ingrid. Big Time Back said, how long have we got this daylight savings affecting the wrestling shows? I'm enjoying the early hours. When do the clocks change in America? It's soon, isn't it? Because I think it's like this weekend or something. So we've already changed ours and it's throwing everything out. It's really throwing everything out. But yeah, I mean, like, honestly, you lot got in touch with me on Twitter yesterday to say, don't forget, the show is on an hour earlier in the UK because of the clocks changing. I saw those tweets 17 minutes before the stream started. Otherwise, the stream would have been wrong. And so it's only because people were sending stuff, tweets over going, don't forget about tonight. Thankfully, I remembered today. But I think it changes. Saturday, is it? Okay, Saturday. Ethan said this is a long show. Oh, this thing. Look, this thing. The call center. You have reached the WWE Performance Center. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message after the beep, and we will get back to you. Have a great day. Beep. Screen my calls, but you cannot screen my fury. One by one you shall all fall, so just let it happen, as it's written on the walls. Coming to NXT almost feels like home, because inside those ropes, the canvas will be the place how I express. I will leave my mark, and I will warn you all on my imminent start. Sincerely, Scripps. And the word Scripps has been written on the wall. Scripps. A one-man retribution? Lol. Wonder who that's going to... It ain't going to be Dominik Dijakovic, is it? He's already burnt the mask. We're not doing that, are we? Scripps is going to be someone else in it, surely. Surely. Indy Hartwell in the ring. Scripps. Scripps Strickland, said Erasure Mind. It's going to be Dominik Dijakovic. Once again, Scripps didn't leave his number. He does not follow instructions. Very good. So we start making our way down. Yeah, it's true. Did not leave. How are they meant to get back to him? You can screen my calls, but you can't screen my fury. Why is he taking it out on the receptionist? That's a question. That's a question worth asking, isn't it? Why is he taking it out on the receptionist? Right, we're going to get underway here. Indy Hartwell against Zoe Starks. These two having a little altercation backstage. Indy, of course, was on Raw yesterday during that reenactment. I think it was her. They blurred it out. It looked like her. She had a beard, but... Against the ropes goes Zoe. Indy, shoulder tackle. Zoe goes down. These two hooking up, working on the arm. It's RoboCop, says James. Maybe it's a returning star. Maybe. CM Punk. CM Punk. He's been bought out of his contract and he's coming back. And they feel that he is going to need to just have a bit of a refresh. So they're bringing him back, giving him a new gimmick. Scripps. Well, big chop there by Zoe. Indy into the center. Throws Zoe Stark over in the corner. Indy goes for the clothesline. Springboard crossbody there by Zoe Stark. That was good. Kick out by Indy. Do you know that? That's twice that's happened. Do you know the lights have gone off twice? They went off during the Mandy segment. It just went off then. Do want to apologise. I'm thinking that's got to be something. Oh my God, it's Bray. It's Bray. It's Uncle Howdy. It's Uncle flipping Howdy. Uncle Howdy is now messing with the NXT TV screens. What a tinker. Technical difficulties on NXT. It's happened twice. Just so happened that the camera was a long distance shot as it all went. So, coincidence? I'm saying no. Nikita trying to calm Zoe down. It's Uncle Daze. Yeah, I'm going to be on the screens like this. You can contain my fury, but you can't contain the truth. Can I do it again? I've messed it up. Oh, God. Oh, no, I'll do it again. What do you mean? We're live? Oh, God. We're live, pal. Do you remember that? Was it Sid? Sid messed it up. Oh, God, that line from Sid. When Sid came out and he said something like, You're half the man that I am, and I've got half the brain that you have. That was his line, so along those lines. You're half the man I am, and I've got half the brain that you have. It's an amazing line. Energy prices have gone up. Put another $1 in the meter. It's 292 different ways you can make change out of $1. Someone's nips. Oh, I'm sorry. Did they? When you say someone, I mean, there's only me on stream. So. Sorry, guys. Why is everyone's favorite uncle? Why is everyone's favorite uncle? Uncle Howdy, Uncle Phil, Uncle Albert, the man from Uncle. I like Uncle Albert from Only Fools and Horses, which is a comedy show in the UK that was very popular. So I like Uncle Phil's cool. Did we say Uncle Phil from Bel Air? Yeah. He was good. Still going Uncle Albert though. Sid said that in '99 in WCW. Oh god, it was so funny, wasn't it? And they cut to the ring. In my head, it's Scott Hall, Kevin Nash in the ring when he says it, and they cut to him. And they're like, I think they start laughing. Imagine saying during a promo, I've got half the brain you have. That told them. Got him. Did a great job. Uncle Cracker for his classic X Factor theme said Wrestle with Andy. Uncle Buck. Oh, Uncle Buck's good. Uncle Buck is a great shout. That is a great shout. Billy, shout out to you. Daze, are you behind the Uncle Howdy character? Do you mean behind us in supporting or behind us in like physically I am the person? Because I do support it. I think it's brave. I keep saying that because I could understand why people were not into it. I could understand why people are a bit like, this is not what I signed up for. Because when Bray came back, people wanted The Fiend and the Funhouse, and now they've got some old boomer. So I do understand why people that aren't like into Bray or whatever would be like, I could understand. But no, I like it. I want to see where it goes. I think it's going to be Bray. Lots of people think it's Bo, and you could be right. Let's not start that argument. But yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes. Miss Clown said, I beg you, track me down an L Dandy t-shirt. L Dandy t-shirt. Have you been looking? You sent me a cool one of the USA 94. I thought that was good. There's quite a few. If you Google them. I don't know what shirt I want. I do feel like I should get a new shirt of some description. Honorary use. Maybe I should get one of them. Uncle Daze gives me cooties, says Unbroken. Who's feeling oozy tonight, said Harry. Yeah. Leo said Uncle Bean and his Kid Bean Sprout. Dark Angel said, imagine if Uncle Howdy was Waylon Mercy. Ooh. Sonny said, I like the purple background. It does look quite good, doesn't it? I only kept it because it was from Halloween Havoc, and I did think, yeah, it looks kind of good. I agree. The purple one works well. I mean, what I mean is, yeah, it's weird how every Wednesday when I'm on the roof, it does this. Must be something in the air on a Wednesday. Probably pollution. But Daze has joined the Judgment Day. Did you watch Mr. Bean? I used to love it as a kid. I used to watch it every week when it was on TV, like actually being shown on TV. Kicked by Zoe. Oof, crashes down. It's timeless, isn't it, Mr. Bean? I mean, it's one of those that would be funny in 50 years, 100 years. It can be funny around the world. Doesn't matter if you don't speak English. It's not about language. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Zoe putting in some big boots to Indy. Nikita telling her, calm down, love. Yeah, calm down, Jesus. Zoe start taking things a little bit far. Elbows to the back of the head. Indy, middle of the ring, clothesline. Down goes Zoe. Indy steps over. Another clothesline and Zoe goes down. She gets pulled back up. Another clothesline. She goes back down. Zoe getting back up again. Zoe over by the ropes. Moves out the way. Lovely super kick by Zoe. Indy goes down. Over the top rope. What was your favourite drink when you go out? If I was going out, like, with friends, I would probably... Depends how long the night is, to be honest. If it's going to be a long, long night. If I'm meeting up with friends with 8 and I know we are not finishing till 4 because we're going to go to a club or whatever, which I really don't do these days, but when I worked in retail, I had a few nights like that, of course. I'd probably just be on bottles of Buds. I find they're quite sociable. Like, you can be drinking, and it's not like drinking pint after pint after pint after pint after pint. I mean, you obviously don't get as much in a bottle, so strategic. Probably be just drinking bottles of Buds. But if I was to have a pint of something, I'd probably be drinking an IPA, a nice IPA. Indian Pale Ale. Indy Hartwell gets the win. So Zoe Stark wanted to use the commentary table. She stripped it. Nikita was like, no, don't do that. And she didn't. She ended up getting caught and pinned. So we might be teasing some drama here. Nikita preventing her from using that commentary table. She's like, trust me. But as she got into the ring, she got kicked in the face. And that was the beginning of the end for Zoe. Charlie said, do you miss normal life for streaming all the time? I think there's pros and cons, to be honest. I mean, I love doing this. I love just hanging and chatting about wrestling, watching wrestling with you guys. So I would say that, this is amongst, like, one of the best things I've ever done. But I did love working in retail and go, like, you work hard and then at the end you're like, you go out for, a night out or whatever. And like, that was good. It was funny because like you do it and it becomes a bit of a routine. And then you're like, oh, I want to do something different. Like you always want to do what you're not doing. It's weird, isn't it? Oh, here's Dominik Dijakovic. So yeah, when I was at work, I wanted to do this. And now that I do this, there's bits about work that I definitely miss. It's weird. Justice, Authority, NXT. About Authority. Oh. Okay, well, there we go then. It's about Authority. Dominik Dijakovic. Or Dominik Dijak. Is that what his name is? No, they've changed his name, and I can't remember what it is. They've changed his name. Dominik Dijak. Have a look. Here, they take your kindness for weakness. Donovan Dijak is what he's going to be called. Donovan Dijak. Donovan Dijak. Welcome to the generation of Jade. T-Bar is no more, and the same goes for Dominik Dijakovic. He's Donovan Dijak from now on. Jack. Right, Cora Jade making her way down. Donovan Dijak, baby, says Blue and White FMH. Right, what's Cora Jade doing? We've got half an hour to go, but then there's always the chance of an overrun. I know. Cora Jade against Valentina Feroz. Cora Jade versus Valentina Feroz. If you could play one sport a day, what would it be? Probably football. Probably five-a-side football. Love that. It's good. Proper big football. Playing that every day would be knackering. But we've got, I mean, I'm sure you have in America as well. We've got places that you can go to that have got like about 10 pitches. They've got cages around and they're just next to each other. And you can go and hire a pitch, basically, for an hour. And then you could like play with your mates inside one of these cages. Got 2 goals. Obviously walls. You do 5-on-5, and it's fast paced. There's loads of like shots coming in and loads of action. People constantly being subbed in and out, and it's good. I mean, I used to play in like a league and be in like a proper team. I used to do that on a Sunday. I don't do it anymore, but I mean that's something that I would love to get back to be honest. It's really good for fitness. And it's just good to like catch up with people as well, you know. So you should definitely do a sport or a hobby or something along those lines. It's just really good for fitness, really good for like keeping up with friends, things along those lines. You know, I don't see any of those people anymore, unfortunately. I haven't fallen out with them. Just it's life, innit? Unless you've got a reason to see people, you just don't see them. So yeah, I'd like to do that. Daze is the Disney princess. I've started playing 5-a-side every week, said Fortnite. It's good. Yeah, it's good. You should enjoy it. Enjoy it. To be honest, I don't go to clubs or pubs anymore. I don't partake in alcohol, says Irish Renegade. Yeah, I mean, it's one of them, innit? It's if you feel you've had your fill of that, if you feel you've done it, which, I certainly felt that I'd pretty much done that life. I mean, I never used to go out every weekend, but I definitely used to go out, like, once a month, twice a month, something like that. And never, like, crazy. It's not like I was, like, destroyed the next day, but it's just, once you've done that for a few years, good few years, like, done it. So, yeah, I don't miss that, but equally, I probably would like to like have a nice night out again. Might look to do that next year at some point. The only alcohol I need is hand sanitizer, said Dortnight. Resident Evil AMC, shout out to you. Daze, how would you book NXT, says Kendall. It's really difficult, to be honest, mate, because I think that we are just always struggling. I mean, first of all, I think trying to book a 2-hour show is very difficult. Very, very difficult. I mean, AEW struggle, and I would say SmackDown struggle, but I actually think SmackDown's killing it right now. But, to book a 2-hour show, you need so many compelling stories and so many compelling characters. Like, 2 hours is a long time. It's a film. It's a movie. Think about that. Instead of watching SmackDown and NXT every week, you could watch 2 movies instead. So trying to like tell compelling stories, different stories, pushing stories forward, having loads of like interesting characters. It's a lot of work. It is more work than it seems to book a 2-hour show. So I just think it's really hard. It's really, really difficult. So, like, how would you book it? You book it the same way you'd book any other show. You know, you build up stars, you collide them together, try and create some big, compelling matches. But don't rush through things. I think AEW can be guilty of going a bit too fast. Nikita said, don't worry, I got you. Zoe said, this Tuesday, my head will be in the game. Rematch next week. Here are the tag champs. Zoe is getting all worked up. Where's Sol? Oro, Cora, Gacy, Fire, Zoe, Axiom, Wendy, Damon, Apollo, Waller, Katana, Caden, Julius, Brutus, Roxanne, Carmelo, Madonna, D'Angelo, Deadline. Live Saturday, December 10th. NXT Deadline. Right, here is Valentina Feroz. Why is she so glum, man? Never seen someone wearing such bright colours looking so glum. Days, WWE TV partners NBC Comcast had a quarterly conference call and talked about being open to the idea of merging with Warner Brothers in 2024. Could that lead to ramification for WWE AEW? I mean, it's all going to be messy, isn't it? I don't think WWE are going to want to be on any kind of network, same network as AEW. AEW aren't going to care about that. That's great for them. But I don't. WWE would want to be the exclusive wrestling provider for whatever network they were on. So, but obviously contractually, that's going to be very messy. But I think the contracts are up in 2024 as well. So, yeah. I wouldn't spend too long on that because it feels like there's many bridges that have got to be crossed before we get to anything. She must have been told she's going to lose this match, said Chris. She was so glum, wasn't she? She kind of came out like, Roll through. Cora Jade in the middle of the ring. Double knees there by Valentina. Right. I don't like skirts. They feel weird and strange, says William Hensey. Valentina versus Cora Jade. Deadline is a worse pay-per-view name than Day One, said Real. Why does she look like she got dead to wear that entrance kit? It does look like someone's bullied her into wearing it. She was so sad when she came out. Cora Jade chucks Valentina back into the ring. Cora Jade comes in, kicks Valentina, and again goes for the pin to kick out. Who will be your final four for the men and the women? Jesus. I mean, I feel good about Cody winning, so I think Cody's going to be in there. I think that maybe someone working for Roman, you know, maybe they'll have the plan of, I'll win the Rumble, and then I won't face you. And then you can have, like, WrestleMania off. So maybe someone like Sammy or Solo could come up with that plan and say to Roman, like, I'll win the Rumble, and then you won't need to defend at WrestleMania. Vicious back elbow there by Cora Jade. So maybe Sammy. Maybe Sammy, Cody. I think Seth's always got to be in the conversation. Don't know about the other one. Maybe Drew or Kevin. Kevin might be quite good. Kevin and Sammy have got a history. That could be all right. Apparently Nakamura is going to be built up next year, so Nakamura could be in the mix. But I feel like Cody's going to win it. Against the ropes goes Cora. Roll through. Could be Big E if Big E comes back at the Rumble. Clothesline. Who wins it? Who do you think wins it for the women? Who do you think is going to win the female Royal Rumble? Who do you think wins that? That's a good question. Valentina goes hard into the corner. I was leaning towards Liv Morgan. Liv. Jey Uso. Could be Jey Uso. Oh, big splash there by Valentina. Roy said, I play in a local league in the country of Wales. I saw a YouTube video where the guy was asking for customer services, and then when he got good service, he tried to get a free Tim Hortons voucher. Cora Jade gets the victory. Cora Jade has picked up the win. Here is your winner, Cora Jade. Boos raining down for Cora. Becky. Oh, Becky's a good shout. Becky. Oh, the only problem with Becky is she's... Oh, dear. The only problem with Becky is she's main evented quite a few times. Like, she main evented WrestleMania 35. She was in a high-profile... It's not really main event, but it's the biggest match the women had. You know, she was in that position. Like, is she going to be in it again? Cora's got a bat. She's threatening to beat up Valentina. Boos. Wendy Chu's here. Wendy Chu. Wendy Chu comes running down. Oh, straight to the midsection. Straight to the midsection of Wendy Chu. Wendy in the middle of the ring. Forearm strike by Wendy. Down goes Cora Jade. Wendy grabs the stick. She goes to use it. And chases Cora Jade away. So it looks like Wendy Chu and Cora Jade are on a collision. Dun, dun, dun. I love that music, man. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. So Wendy Chu making the save. Wendy in pajamas. It was like a onesie, wasn't it, for Wendy? Right, we're backstage with Tony and Stax. Hey, let's get back to business. Hank Walker next week. Oh, Elektra Lopez. Feels good to be my own boss, says Elektra Lopez. You think I was dangerous before? Watch how dangerous I am now. Right, main event time then. Here's Wesley. Bailey is yet to win the Rumble. I feel 2023 is her year. It's a good shout. Good shout. I missed Raw last night. I fell asleep, said Sonny. You know what I loved about Raw? A million people trying to break up Brock's fight, whilst other times one person can be beaten by a gang for 15 minutes with no response or help. Sure, she decided. Braun and Wes versus Pretty Deadly. Spoiler alert, Elektra Lopez joins Legado del Fantasma on Smackdown, said Miguel. Robs says Rhea. Rhea's a good shout. Samut said, 2 big reasons why we've not seen Tiffany since the Lights Out match. Because she's injured. And because she's injured. Chris said, now a wasted main event. They've set up Von Wagner to ruin this. Oh, here he is. Kojiko said there's more than 300 flavors of KitKat in Japan. I already knew that. I already knew that. Yeah, that was easy. I mean, I'll check it. How many KitKat flavors in Japan? I know they do have a lot. Japan is home to over 300. I think that's pretty standard. I think that's pretty... I don't think anyone didn't already know that. So, yeah. Boring. Boring facts. Let me just yawn. Just yawning at the boring fact. Who do you want to win this match? I want the fans to win this match. I want us to win tonight. He's not right about Japan, said Sonny. Japan must be super bored. 300 flavors. Fact check. That sounds like BS. No, it is true. It is true. In fact, we've got some of the flavors here. Popular flavors include matcha green tea, Japan sake, ruby chocolates, hojicha. What the flip is hojicha? And more. Well, yes, many, many more. What KitKat flavors? Plain milk, strawberry, sake, wasabi, matcha green tea, Tokyo banana. Sweet. There's one flavor that's called sweetness for adults. There's one flavor called sweetness for adults, and it's actually a dark chocolate. Yep. Sweetness for adults. Oh, here we go. Look. Here we go. Boom. Look at these. Bean sandwich, choco banana, roasted corn, rock salt, apple, cinnamon cookie, hot Japanese chili, royal milk tea, amazaka, citrus golden blend, kinako. I swear some of these are just made up words. Ruby chocolate, we know that. Bakeable custard. What the hell is bakeable custard? Bakeable custard. What? Watermelon flavor. Soy sauce. Soy sauce. Soy sauce. Soy sauce. Soy sauce. European cheese. European cheese. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's only European cheese. Red potato. Red potato. Red potato. What? Oh my God! What flavor is this? Oh, it's red potato. Red potato. Yeah. Soy sauce. Wow. Vegetable juice. Vegetable juice. Oh my God! What flavor is this? Vegetable juice. Vegetable juice. I can't get my breath. Soy sauce actually pairs well with chocolate because of the salt content, says Trini. Soy sauce. Sweet is for adult, must taste like Daze, says Kevin. I am a sweetie for adults. Well, can you get some of these? How much are they to import some of these? Pretty Deadly are making their way out. £88 can get you an all different flavour assortment. Green tea, 24 pieces. Well, that's not all the flavours, is it? £88 for 24? The flip. 21 for £30 here. 50. Oh, this is from AliExpress. I mean, I don't know if you want to be buying flipping things you're going to be eating from AliExpress. But you can get different flavored boxes. There's a limited edition collection of 21 in a box nicely bowed up. Cheesecake. They got a cheesecake one. Jeez Louise. Look at some of these. Look, there's a strawberry one. There's the cheesecake one. It's got a picture of a flipping cheesecake on the front of it. Taste mini. There's the adult sweetness one. Adult sweetness right there. It's like a dark chocolate. Original taste mini adult sweetness. I don't think that's mini adults. I think the bars are mini, but it might be mini adults and their sweetness. I don't know. And there's the box I was talking about with a little ribbon on it. There's matcha flavor. Matcha. Lemon crisp. And here's like a load here, look. Peach. And, oh, it's a whole world, isn't it? It's a whole world. Buy the cheesecake. Thea Hail should be on Smackdown, said Fiend Claus. She's so much fun. Japan make denim pants flavoured KitKats yet. I'm sure they do. Roy said cheesecake is horrible. Kevin said, I've got to say, I didn't expect KitKat reviews during NXT streams, but I am pleasantly surprised. Well, we was at commercial, and it has been a pretty long entrance for these guys. The match hasn't even started yet. So I do select my moments when I can. Right, here we go then. We're about to get underway. Wesley in the ring against Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly working on the arm. Wesley. I'm going to get some of those for Crown Jewel, and I'll let you know what they are like. Almost expired milk flavour. Don't put it past them. They got soy sauce. Vegetable juice. What's your favourite chocolate bar? What's my favourite chocolate bar? I do like dime bars, or they call them Dame bars, or D-A-I-M. You know those ones? Don't know if you have them in America. I think we've spoke about them before. Let's have a look. Side headlock by Wes. Oh, wow. They do like proper cheesecakes and everything. They do a box Dame experiences as well. These, I don't know if you have these. They're quite thin. Chocolate, and they've got, I don't know what's in the middle of them. I don't know what's in the middle. It's something that's kind of, it's look at that, proper cheesecake. Charging over Wesley with a hip toss. Here we go. Swedish. This might create their own recipe. Launched under the name Dime through Sweden. Renamed Dime in countries. It was called Dime in the UK. Chocolate UK. Yeah, but what is it? What's in the middle of it? Crunchy almond caramel in the center. Crunchy almond caramel. Here, that's what they look like. They're thin with crunchy almond caramel strip through the middle of them. And then you've got like a thin layer of chocolate over the top. They've got a nice crunch to them. Almondy, caramelly, chocolatey. Daze, my parrot, Charlie, is doing some duck noises. Wow. You should get a coffee crisp. Doesn't it have almond in? It does have almond in. Well done. Show us some more chocolate bars. This is entertaining. You've had enough chocolate for tonight. Enough chocolate now. Look at this big back body drop there by... Wow, that was huge. That was huge by Bronson. Swiss chocolate is the best. There was a butter flavour, and that sounds disgusting. Belgium or Swiss chocolate for the win. It's hard to argue against Snickers unless you got a nut allergy. Yeah, I feel that Snickers is your pretty much workhorse bar. I agree. I think that the S tier is when I was a kid, can of Coke, proper Coca-Cola, and then a Snickers chocolate bar. That's S tier. As I've got older now, though, I would probably go with a dime bar. And I wouldn't want the Cokey. I'd probably have, God, now I'd have a dime bar and a bottle of water. That's what I'd have. As a kid, it would have been full sugar Coke and a Snickers. Right, Pretty Deadly, having to regroup on the outside. Armadillo, soft in the inside, hard on the outside. Armadillo. That is ringing a bell, but do you know what? I don't know. Was that the advert for Dime Bars, was it? Armadillo. I do remember that. Hang on. Dime commercial. Yeah, Armadillo starring Harry Enfield. Let's go. It's a bit big, isn't it? Let's see if we can take it down. Was this the advert? I don't remember this advert. When's it from? 1995. Look, they put in chocolate and stuff. There it is. Look, there's it. That's it. Naked. Woo! That's what a dime bar looks naked. Yeah. Bounce. Wow, wow. That is caramel, almond, something else. Oh, yeah. Cover it. Cover all of it. Go on. Go on. Put it. Oh, yeah. God damn it. Feel like I've gone full on Vince McMahon. Oh, god damn. Cover it up. I might have to pay this advert some hush money. Oh, god. Yeah, that. That's what it's like, broken apart. Oh, yeah. Just like my heart. I don't remember I sort of remember this, but then I saw smooth on the outside, crunchy on the inside. Dime bar. Not even called dimes anymore. That's from 95. That's from 95. Oh, that was all getting hot and sweaty then. This stream has gone full on hardcore. Yeah. No mention of Reese cups surprises me. Not big in the UK, to be honest. Not big Reese cups. Yeah. That's such good. I've got that meme of him, at the table, like, and he's loving it. Old Vince. Hope he's well. Trini said, nothing beats a Cadbury whole nut bar. Sorry, not sorry. What's your favourite Christmas advert? Do you know? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I don't know. I've got a favourite Christmas advert. We have some big adverts from, like, big department stores over here. They put on big... I'm sure you have the same in America. But I can't even think of any that are that great. Feel free to put some in. It's probably got to be Toys R Us. When Toys R Us was around, they used to do holidays are coming. Hang on. Is that Coca-Cola? That might be Coca-Cola. What's the Toys R Us one? Oh, God, we have to watch it. Toys R Us used to have one that when the holidays were coming up. Let's have a look at the Toys R Us. Toys R Us commercial. There's millions of Jeffrey all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us, Toys R Us, Toys R Us. There, this thing. Hang on. Let's go. How do I get the sound going? Is the sound on? Where's the sound? Oh, I can't hear it. Where's the... Against the ropes goes Pretty Deadly. Colliding into Wesley. I'm just plugging in my speakers, which... Okay, here we go. Place on there. Toys over millions all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us. Yes! Yeah, I got that mixed up with the holidays are coming. Oh, that's sick, that is. That is sick. When you're a kid and you see this. Toys over millions all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us. Yes. S tier. S tier. Toys R Us is back in the UK. Copyright, yeah. Well, if we get, it'll be worth it. If we do get here, at least it was for a good reason. That wasn't Christmas, though, was it? I feel like I only saw it at Christmas. I don't know if I can say it was all year round. Ah! I'm being haunted by it now. I feel like at Christmas, that's when I only tended to see it. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, need to get the... Oh, look, there's one here that's... Oh, God. The other ones. There's millions of Jeffrey all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us. Oh, well, this is a rabbit hole, innit? Miss Clown said, I've tweeted you a picture or something. Is it that thing again? There's millions of Jeffrey all under one roof. I just so happen to have... Oh, no way. Look what Miss Clown has got. Is that the cheesecake one? Is that the... What is that one? Strawberry cheesecake. Hey, what was it like, Miss Clown? Where did you get it from? Hey, come on now. Brumbreaker. Bulldog. Can I just say, this conversation was started because of Kojiko. So we have given Kojiko a hard time, and rightfully so. But I do have to say, he has sparked some very fun conversations. Look at that by Brumbreaker. Look at that suplex. Brumbreaker. Wonderful. Very impressive. Double suplex. Launches Wesley into Pretty Deadly. We are in the final throes of this contest. I don't have KitKats, but I do want some. Yeah, I want to know if it was good. I missed the Argos catalogue. I can't pick out my toys for Christmas now. Dude, I used to get like the Debenhams catalogue, the BHS catalogue, Argos catalogue, Index catalogue, Toys R Us catalogue. Pretty Deadly win. I used to get, no word of a lie, I would start 1st of September. Catalogues would be out by then. So 1st of September, I would have all the catalogues, and I would spend a weekend, pretty much every weekend, going through every page, thinking, do I want that? Making my list. Flipping loved it. Carmelo Hayes came out and provided a distraction. Now we got Wesley and Carmelo Hayes going at it. Wesley driving Carmelo Hayes out back. Bron has still got his one championship, but here's Von Wagner now. Von Wagner attacking Bron Breakker. I'm actually all right with Von Wagner going after this. I feel like he needs some. He's a big guy. Look at the size of him. It's going to be a big challenge for Bron. Apollo is backstage watching. So Bronze had to deal with JD Manamana and Tyler Bate. Now he's having to deal with Von Wagner and Apollo Crews. Here's JD Manamana. See you around. So JD just having a little word with Apollo. Lame ending of a bad show. Yes, but we did talk about KitKats. We did talk about Toys R Us. Is the show still on? Fun sucks, said Chris. Yeah, but he might be all right if you give him something to do. Did you have an 8-track? I didn't have an 8-track, no. I had a mini disc. I had a Walkman, a CD player, and a mini disc. So I did have some interesting items to play music, but I never had an 8-track. Do you remember heavyweight boxing champion Goran Gogic? He was arrested for trafficking 1 billion worth of cocaine. Shit, listen, if you're gonna go down that road, go down that road. Yeah, I applaud that. Are you doing a toy hunt soon? I do want to get one done before Christmas. Yes. Trini said I can't score the show. I paid more attention to the chat than NXT. It was very distracting, and I blame Kojiko for that. Guys, I want to apologise for Kojiko. Just really off the mark at the moment. Yeah. Annoying. Upsetting. Talking of annoying and upsetting, this week's NXT. You can share your thoughts. Share your thoughts. I mean, the bottom line is this. Thea Hail was amazing. Everything else was a bit... right. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. That is so strange. That is so strange. I can see my comments on screen, but I cannot see it in the actual chat. How is it not in the actual chat? How is it? I don't understand how that's happened. How can I see it on screen? Did someone block it? Let me do it again. Okay, well, that one's there. Someone, I don't know if someone just blocked my message, but I can't. It was not in my chat. Okay, either way, it's there now. If you want to vote. Get your votes in. Get your thoughts in as to what you thought about the show. Did you like it? Did you hate it? How did you rate it? What was your thoughts on this week's NXT? Bless you. Thank you. I've been sneezing quite a bit recently. I don't know why. I never sneeze on streams, but you got timed out. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. I couldn't find my own comment in my own chat. It's all going wrong. Bless everybody, indeed. Yes, bless everyone for joining us. Don't forget, if you want to vote on this week's NXT, you can do. I will be doing a review. It will go up on the second channel. It will go up in around probably about 50 minutes. It'll be fully recorded and put up. I'm just going to go off and do that now. I don't think there's really any videos to do. I don't think there's any videos to do, to be honest. I think the biggest thing tonight might have been R-Truth's injury. And that happened quite early, and we've already done a video on it. So they did say they were going to try and give us an update. I don't know if I missed that update, but I've not seen or heard of any update. So still in the dark as to what's happened there. So I'm sure there'll be an update that comes out at some point tonight regarding R-Truth. Obviously, hopefully everything's all right. Little bit lackluster episode, but I mean, we'll review it. We'll get into it. We'll see. Maybe it's better than we remember when we actually go through the segments. But yeah, that'll be on the second channel in about 50 minutes time. Right, we're done. Awesome. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate the support, and I will see you again tomorrow Don't forget, we are back tomorrow for AEW. And then, I don't know, we'll probably do like some kind of Bray Theory video to get everything together for Thursday. And then, of course, we've got Friday, SmackDown. And then we've got Crown Jewel. I don't know why I thought it was AEW pay-per-view. It's not, is it? It's Crown Jewel on Saturday as well. So we got some big, big things on the way. Bye for now.